Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Thank you for clicking on this live. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being wonderful. My name is Dustin. This is KetoSimple, but you knew that already. Good morning. I have my coffee, the Red Buc-ee's cup. I got some cool stuff to talk about today. If I can get things to work. You know how things go, right? I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, good morning, everybody. I had a wonderful day yesterday. I got a chance to spend time with some wonderful people and Cindy. Yes. All right. United Carnivores here. First up, greetings from Tampa Bay. Evelyn, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Are we still going to Costco today? All right. Cindy is here. John Gugahan, good morning. Going to make my second cup, BRB. That's Be Right Back if you don't know. Jeff Foltz is here. Good morning, Jeff. It was good to see you yesterday. Becky, good morning. Sharon Holloway is in the house. Good morning, Sharon. How are you? Oh, Becky. Carnivore K is in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, hey now, don't start with me already. Have you not had your coffee, Cindy? Oh, anyway, I love Cindy. She's my favorite. I love to pick on her. Evelyn said, Andy is listening for all of us. I can't hear you since we are doing breakfast at the hotel. Well, breakfast at the hotel. Well, good morning, Evelyn, Carl, Andy, and Susan. Speaking of Evelyn, pardon me. Speaking of Andy and Susan and Cindy and the guinea pig. So, yesterday at the meetup, Cindy and the guinea pig, Brian, if you're not initiated, brought out some things that they have for sale. They have coasters and cutting boards and earrings. And I was looking at these coasters. So these are these black slate coasters. Okay. So this is what they have. And I was like, oh, we love Halloween in this house. And that's such a cool design. And they're black slate. You can. And they're just got the little feet on them. They're so cool. Anyway, I was looking at those. And admiring them as one would, right? And Susan and Andy bought them for me. Trying to make me cry and stuff. But I wanted to thank Cindy and Brian and Andy and Susan and everybody who came out yesterday because it means the world to me to hang out with all of you. And Stacy was there and Evelyn was there and so many wonderful people. There's pictures up on social media. You can find them. You can find them on the community tab here. I posted a photo. You can find it on my Facebook, the Keto Indianapolis group. Go take a look at that. Those fine folks in the photo with me are amazing. and I think the world of them. And we're planning another one, another AMO meetup in May. So be on the lookout for details on that. I'm already got some things in the works trying to make it extra special, hopefully to get more of you out, entice more of you come hang out with us. That wasn't a full sentence, but what are you going to do? Oh, let's see. Stacy, good morning, Stacy. She says, "Good morning to all my friends. We love yesterday's get together." Well, I enjoyed it so very much. Who brought the donuts yesterday? Because those donuts were crazy, so good. They were so yummy. Matt says, "Good morning from the most magical place on earth. Oldest daughter got into town last night. Sarah and daughter are going to Epcot today." Oh, I love Epcot. Scott's in the house. Good morning, Scott. Platte River Keto. Go check out his channel. Check out everybody's channel in here. Almost everybody in here has a channel right now. Go check them out. I'm in your ears. Well, I appreciate that so very much. And if you would, Cindy, please put a link to where people can buy the coasters, the cutting boards. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they're even custom. You can even order custom ones. They're laser etched or laser engraved, so you can basically get any kind of designs you want. And the guinea pig will make it for you. That's what he likes to do. That's one of those things when you find a passion project and you can really get into it and you can really enjoy doing what you're doing and providing something for someone that's going to last a lifetime. I am not sure why this is not doing what I want it to do. There we go. Oh, keyboards. Am I right? Yuck to coffee. Oh, I love you guys too. It was so special. I'm back. Did I miss anything? You missed just hanging out. You'll find out more. Just go back to the replay. Oop, let me turn this light on. Oh, there we go. Lights. Aziz, lights. Stacy got home at 8:30 last night. Sharon's about to make a laser purchase as well. Just what I need is more toys. Sharon and I have been talking about doing merch. I'm trying to get merch that's more affordable for everybody. I don't necessarily care about how much I make, as long as I make a little something, something, you know what I mean? It is my face on it, if you know what I mean. But I want to make sure I'm bringing you guys the most value. And if you guys want shirts, I'm working on getting merch and shirts. And hopefully Sharon and I can get something worked out and get those to you as soon as possible. Because I am working with Spreadshop. And you can see that linked at the bottom of the screen when you're using YouTube. So that's a plus, but they're so expensive. And it's just hard for me to promote a product that I can't afford myself. So I mean like 40, 50, 60 bucks for a sweatshirt, 20, 30 bucks for a t-shirt. I want you guys to have merch and be able to buy things that you like and support me, but I want it to be a good deal for you. So that's one of those things like with Keto Chow and such. I do work with Keto Chow and they're doing a deal right now. And if you get locked in before I think the 24th or the 25th of this month, then you can get you get set up for some surprise Black Friday deals, and you can set up and get up to 20% off your subscription orders. There's a couple of different breakdowns there where you do a surprise box. I think it's 20 bucks off the first order, up to 90 meals, and then you can do a pick your own box, and then it's like a tiered system. The more you or the longer you keep the subscription, the more you get off each subscription, up to 20%. So keep a look at that. You can go to KetoSimple.shop to find out more about that. Probably not. I mean, maybe, but probably not. I got a little bit of a damp nose this morning. Mission Keto is in the house. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us today. I truly appreciate you. I was in there live for a little bit last night, caught the tail end. Always wonderful stuff with them. Yeah, those donuts were so good. I got one and I brought one for Shander to try, and she's like, find out the recipe for those donuts. Sherry's here. She says, good morning, ear hustling while I get ready for church. Thank you for these Sunday morning messages. Mash the like button and go Chiefs, beat the Broncos. Go for it. I just want the Colts to win some, you know what I mean? I don't really watch football anymore. I don't have a lot of time to sit down and watch a 3-hour game. But, I do enjoy football from time to time. People saying hello to each other. Darth Carnivore is here. Charlie, my friend, how are you doing? Good, sir. I appreciated getting to see you yesterday. Always a good time to hang out with you and Brett and everybody who showed up yesterday. So much fun. I love it. It's one of those things. It's just so wonderful. People coming together, hanging out, having a good time. It's just one of the best parts of this community. Andy says, good morning, Cindy. Sorry I'm eating and trying to listen plus hold conversations with Susan, Evelyn, and Carl. Yeah. Hey, are we going to Costco today? I know that Evelyn wanted to go to Costco today, but let me know so I can make sure I'm ready because I want to, be presentable for leaving the house and stuff, Andy says I am not good at multitasking. Well, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. Cindy's Etsy shop here for all of your Brian and Cindy needs. You can probably buy everything on there but a hug. Brian Doyle says, good morning. Well, welcome, Mr. Doyle. Totally appreciate you being here. I love it. Yeah, Spreadshop's expensive. I mean, it's cool. Like, if you just don't have any connections, it's cool. Like, just to be able to put a design up and you can, sell something. But it's hard to get behind. It's hard to promote it because it's expensive. Because my whole goal is if I'm going to put my name on something, if I'm going to bring something to you, I want to at least be able to give you the best product discount that I can. That's why I only work with specific companies because, I work with Keto Chow and Pork and Good Pork Rinds and KG Foods. They put really hard work into their stuff, and I want to make sure that they are providing a good value for you and you're getting a discount and all that stuff. And it's all stuff that I use as well. Yeah, Carl was rocking the KetoSimple merch yesterday. An awesome purple long sleeve. It was gorgeous. Still makes me feel weird, though. Well, I appreciate you guys being in the community, and I know you guys are going through a lot, and it's awesome. So if you haven't had a chance to check out Mission Keto and help support them and what they're going through, go and take a look at their channel and support them any way you can, whether using affiliate links that they have or the GoFundMe, anything that's open and ready to go help support them along their journey to getting back to whole. Okay. Jess says, I was so full yesterday, didn't get hungry till this morning. Yeah. Indeed. Andy's still sleeping. Danny, my buddy Danny's here. Good morning, Danny. It was good to see you yesterday. Totally glad to see you and your wife and your mom and everybody and that little cutie patootie you guys brought with you. She was adorable. Evelyn says somebody needs to get a mini donut pan for Yana. Carl loved the donuts but wanted to try other things too. Yeah, I need to get that recipe for those donuts. Faux show. Sherry says, good morning, all. Just got my coffee and starting to get ready for work. Coffee. Even spelled his name wrong. I spell everything wrong. If it wasn't for spell check, I wouldn't be able to communicate. And it's bad because we're trying to teach our granddaughter how to spell and all the rules to spelling, but there's no rules to spelling. It's sometimes this, but sometimes it's not this. And, like if two vowels are marching, you know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do? She's looking at do and thinking it's dough because, why would it be do? Because there's do should have two O's, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. Yesterday for us was new tires on the truck. So now we can make some longer road trips. Well, that's awesome. Well, new tires are always good, even though they cost so much. I saw the cutting board Cindy gave to Chris. Holy cow, that was beautiful. That was awesome. We watched that last night as well. Okay, let me show this again. Hold on. So this is the coaster here. Let me go in and down here. Let's see. So that's just one of the designs. They had a lot of Christmas designs. Obviously, Christmas is coming up. But you get Thanksgiving designs. You can have anything you want. Names, whatever. Any design you want, I'm sure they can throw on there. I love it. I can't wait to put them with all the rest of our Halloween stuff. Scott says, I've got you in one ear while scanning the horizon for deer. Well, that's that you're out there rucking. I love it. It's going to be a beautiful sunrise. It's rainy here, but still beautiful nonetheless. Matt says, I need to come up with a 3D printed items to give for Christmas. Yes. It's so cool what they're coming out with the 3D printing and all that stuff. It's so much cool stuff. So we got Mission Keto's channel. So Evelyn says, we want to see you again. So after the live stream, we'll text you. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We got Andy's channel. We have Matt and Sarah's channel. That's what I want. I want to grow all of you guys because the better you do, the more attention you bring to the community, the better people are going to be. The more healthy we can make people, the better. Wish I lived a bit closer to you all, beautiful people. Some days I'd love to meet you in person. I'm going to go to the low-carb cruise in Alaska in June. If I win the lottery before then, I might be able to go on that. But, as it stands right now, I'm not going to Alaska in June. Yeah, it's so super cool. I love it. Sean is here. Good morning, Sean. Good morning. Let's see. Carl and I will be on the cruise with you, Scott. Well, look at that. Hugs abound. Yeah. Cindy won't be going on the Alaskan cruise. I want to go on the Alaskan cruise. I would love to go all of the cruises. I would totally love that. Just get on a boat and just kind of just go places and hang out with cool people and sit by a pool or sit oceanside and just chill, have a drink, some coffee, conversation. Just sit by the ocean and talk. Sit in the hot tubs and talk and just chill, have a good time. That sounds like a good time. Good morning, Alto. Good to see you. Charlie says, Scott, I ordered a weighted 45-pound vest so I can ruck whenever I walk my dog or I'm doing house projects. That's so cool. It's like I think about how much weight I've lost, and like if I were to put a 100-pound vest on, I would die. And there goes my monetization. Let's see. Scott Jenna says, Scott, I hope to see you on the Alaskan cruise. Well, you all are going to be there. You're going to see each other. You know what Scott looks like. Just run him over with your scooter. You're not wrong, Jen. She says, but Dustin, use your play money on Disney. I mean, we used our play money for a few years at Disney. I mean, you know. Skipping Alaska and going to Hawaii instead. I want to go. Okay, so like I want to go to Hawaii, but it's so far, and I've got islands nearby. Like we could go to the Caribbean and be there in an hour or two. Well, probably a couple hours versus like an all-day plane ride. I don't know. If you had the choice to go to the Caribbean, you know, and go down south to, you know, to the, you know, the Virgin Islands, the Caribbean, all those places, or would you rather go to Hawaii? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Scott says, I'm excited to meet a few of you. So he doesn't want to meet you, Jennifer. And says, Charlie, I hope you enjoy the rucking. Actually, I went rucking on Halloween as I walked around the neighborhood with my daughter while she went trick-or-treating. I sat in a chair and passed out candy, you know? It was fun. It was cool seeing all the little costumes. I would like to go to Australia maybe someday. Maybe. To the land down under. Yeah. So one thing, you know, I listed this as, you know, life gets stressful, and you know, do you turn to food? And or when life gets stressful, do you turn to food? Now, the last week has been stressful for a lot of people, and we're not going to get into the details as to why, but we're all well aware of everything going on the last week here in the United States. And I wonder, do people truly deal with stress with food? And I still struggle with that. For me, it is one of the things that still pops up. I mean, you know, if you're in a bad mood or if you're having a bad day and you're passing fast food restaurants, and depending on, you know, how you coped before, it could be one of those things that is, you know, it is, you know, something you do now. But then I was also thinking about how expensive fast food has got. How it's gotten so expensive. So where you could used to run through the drive-through and spend $5-6 and get a good amount of food, now you're spending $25-30 to get that amount of food. And that is one of those things that does actually help me stay on track. Because if it's hard to justify even under stressful situations spending $30 at you know, at a fast food restaurant that's not going to be that great to begin with. So it's just one of those things like you know, going to the grocery store, like, you know, I was at Costco the other day, and I was like, you know, I was texting with Shander and I was like, you know, I want something sweet, but they just don't have anything right now. Like they, you know, because sometimes Costco will have, you know, more keto appropriate items, whether or not they're fully keto or not, it's up for debate. Most likely not, but more in line with the goals that you have, more in line with, you know, better ingredients and such, you know. But then just straight up like real, you know, full sugar chocolates and whatever, right? Or whatever full sugar desserts and such. They sometimes will have better options, but sometimes they just don't. I think the best thing they have right now is they have some the Magic Spoon cereal, like a double box of the chocolate brownie flavor. I have some in the pantry downstairs. I haven't tried it. I'll have to get I'll have to get some more low carb milk or whatever to go with that. But you know, let's see. Hawaii is a bucket list item for me. Someday I'll make it. I wouldn't mind going to Hawaii. I just wonder would I get the same enjoyment factor going to the Caribbean? You know. And Brian says, I love the Caribbean. 4 hour flights from Michigan to no fuss. Been 15 times. Look at that. Look at you. That sounds awesome. Cindy says, I have not been anywhere outside of this country and very limited places here. If I had to choose one place, it would be Ireland. I would love to go to Ireland as well. I'd love to go over there. I'd love to go and, some of those old pubs and have a pint. You know what I mean? I'm not a big drinker, but it's kind of like the history behind it is kind of the appeal there. Um, let's see. Matt says, I've been to Australia. It's worth a trip. I'd love to go. I have a couple of friends over there. Let's see. I have family on the Big Island, so for me, it's just a cost of a ticket. Well, that's good, but that's still quite the expense. Um, I am not stress eating, but definitely stressing. True, I understand that. Stacy says we need to go to Hawaii as the only state Ken has not been to. I love it there. Been maybe 6 or 8 times over the years. Well, that's super cool. I have not been to that many states. I've been to about half. Mission Keto says, absolutely, I'm a stress eater. It's difficult because sometimes, now, even for me, sometimes I'll be at the grocery store and I will make compromises with myself. So I will be looking for something and I will make a deal with myself and I'll get like a loaf of low carb bread. You know what it is, the half loaves of keto wheat bread or whatever, and some bologna or something. And I know that sounds weird, but like that's a comfort thing for me from when I was a kid. So I still make a compromise here and there, trying to mitigate the damage, so to speak. So like sometimes give in to yourself a little bit, but do it in a way that's a little less damaging, I guess. And I mean, to each their, to each your mileage may vary on what your goals are, what your triggers are, all those things where how you deal with things and how you've progressed and learned to cope. So, because how I do things may not be the best for you and, vice versa. Let's see. Matt says, you must have been one of those East Coast Navy guys. I went to Hawaii a few times in my career. Alto says, I used to live in Hawaii, but I was knee high to a grasshopper. I remember none of it. It's pretty small to be knee high to a grasshopper. I'm just going to say that out loud. I totally deal with stress using food, and it's something that I'm actively working to change, but it is so ingrained. It really, really is. Just eating your feelings. Eating your feelings. And sometimes, like, the way that this stress, like this week's stress is kind of it's not just my own stress. It's a lot of other people's stress all compiled. Win or lose, no matter if and again, this is not a place for the discussion, no matter whether you feel that you won or you lost this week, there's still stress involved because whether somebody's super excited and that bothers you or you're super upset and that bothers you, we still have to, like this community, learn to find a way to find common ground and work together. Because otherwise we're doomed. I mean, just like with our health journeys, whether you're carnivore, keto, ketovore, lion diet, vegan, paleo, it doesn't matter. We have to find a way to get more people eating whole foods and away from processed foods and sugars to make impactful change. So just like we can't be infighting about our health journeys, the same thing applies to everything that has happened this week. And, there's a life lesson in there somewhere, but I'm not smart enough to get it out. So, or articulate enough, or whatever you want to say. I just think that whether, win or lose, and however you look at the outcome this week, this last week, whatever, however you look at the outcome, we all need to remember that we need not gloat that we won or be so bitter that we lost that we can't work to find common ground and work together. And I know in situations like this last week, it's very difficult. But just like our communities, we have to come together to find the best way forward. Otherwise, we're not going to make it. We're not going to be healthy. We're not going to be a lot of things because we're stuck together. So, anyway, West Coast Navy got the better ports. Jeff Fultz says, thank you to all veterans in the chat. Your day is tomorrow. Yes, Veterans Day is tomorrow. And I want to thank everybody for their service who has been a service member. Excuse me. I truly appreciate everything you've done for us and continue to do for us. Stacy says, we don't keep bad foods in our house. We don't, won't feed family and friends bad stuff that's made us sick. We serve mostly carnivore foods. Yeah. Sharon says we lived in Oahu for I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, 6 years and loved it. But the Big Island, Hawaii Island is beautiful. I would love to go one day. You know what I mean? It's just like I kind of wonder, am I going to get more bang for my buck going closer? It's like I feel like if you travel like one whole day is traveling there and one whole day is traveling back, I feel like then that's just like so much time. Sherry's here. She says, like many, I do turn to food to stress relief. However, I try to make smarter choices like a cold hot dog versus an oatmeal cream pie. It's hard. Well, I just like this is a matter of what you keep in the house. And I get so upset with myself all the time because I will get into a situation where I want something and I want it bad, but I have nothing to satisfy that with. And I have been doing things like keeping garlic stuffed olives in the house. I try to keep hot dogs in the house. Hot dogs are one of those things that really do kind of help me as well. So trying to find the little things in life that really do help. I mean, even if it's like, um, like a bologna sandwich on keto bread or whatever. Is it the best? Oh no, it's not. But is it better than some alternatives? Probably so. Sean says, we had a very stressful week. The well pump quit working the day before my colonoscopy. Imagine trying to do the prep without running water. The same morning, Shell hit a deer in her car. Well, I'm so very sorry for all of that, Sean. I know that could be so stressful and difficult, and I couldn't imagine not having running water dealing with that. Because I mean, then you got to wash your hands and stuff too. Jennifer says that Stonehenge is on her bucket list. I want to go there sometime too. I kind of want to know, just kind of what it feels like there. And Charlie says, exercise has become my alternative to eating when it comes to dealing with stress. Been working out pretty hard lately. Oh, I imagine. And it's one of those things that, I mean, if you're going to put something in place, exercising probably is good, but then also you have to keep a tab on that as well. I really do not eat due to stress, says Cindy. My downfall is late night snacking or boredom eating, but nothing with real sugar that is not planned. Well, yeah. Like last night, I was eating some keto trail mix that I had found at the grocery store, and it was basically like some nuts, and it had some of those like cheese, like puff cheese things in it, like the what do they call it, like moon cheese. I haven't seen moon cheese in a while. I need to check on that company because I love moon cheese. I hope they're still around. I haven't seen the ads for them or anything. Now I'll probably be bombarded with it. But regular moon cheese was my favorite. Before I would have eaten everything in the pantry. Now I was calm and relaxed. They fixed the well pump that afternoon. They towed her car to get an estimate. All is good. Yeah. Charlie says, when I watch Colts games, I'm usually working out too because yelling at the TV is not productive. I've just got to the point now where I just watch I used to get so invested in the Colts games. And I mean, over the last like 10, 15 years, we just haven't really had any opportunities to get excited about them. I mean, I've been to a game or two here and there, and it's cool, but Well, thank you so much. Mission Keto says, gotta go or gotta get my workout in. Great chatting with everyone. Have a blessed day. Well, thank you for being here. I truly, truly appreciate you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Alto says, I know I've made major progress against my triggers. There's a bunch of B and J's in the freezer, and I thought about tearing into one, but I just really lost appeal to me. Yeah, I know we had bought like Uncrustables for the granddaughter at one point in time, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'll eat those," and then she didn't. So guess who had to eat them over time? I mean, I didn't have to, but it's so difficult to waste food, even bad food. Oh, it's so bad. 2KK is not doing 11/11. They've got too much going on with the new house. They're doing something related, but not doing the live stream all day. I know they said mention something, but I can't remember exactly what it was. Let's see. They said they're not doing 11/11 due to everything going on with the construction, the wedding, and everything else. Stacy said, my stress eating, even carnivore, has put 15 pounds on me this past year. It's the grazing that gets me. I feel so fat being 235 pounds down. Too gross to be seen in cruise clothes come December. You are gorgeous, Stacy. And I won't have you talking about my friend like that. You understand me? I love you. I respect you. And I think you are gorgeous. And you have come so far. And you have a lot to celebrate. And you know what to do. Okay, yeah. So Cindy said had a great day, Hope. Okay, so that was Hope. All right. Let's see. Karen is here. Good morning, all. Good morning, Karen. Carnivore Case says, best day ever. Loving Nashville. Spent the day yesterday with Chris and Ash and beautiful Mel. Chris Cook in Nashville. Let's see. The food was amazing. Great recipe coming. Be on the lookout. All right. I'm super excited for that. So many amazing things coming down the pipeline with people. I've got a lot. I've got a video coming out sometime with Adrian Gladwell. Coming out sometime soon. I think I'm pronouncing her last name wrong. I do that all the time. But I've got a video coming out whenever because we recorded it like a couple of weeks ago, so that'll be coming down the pipe soon. As soon as that comes out, I will let everybody know. I'm working on a couple of videos, working on some things, some stuff. As always, my inbox on Instagram is always open. If you have video ideas, things you'd like to see me talk about, some that I may not be aware of. I thought about talking about the thing that I keep seeing popping up. There's a thing that kind of goes around talking about the name change of aspartame to something sweet. It's a name change for aspartame. And people are like, oh my goodness, we got to watch out for that. Well, the reason I kind of want to make the video is because that name change was approved by the FDA in 2009. And on sodas and everything that aspartame goes in, it's still listed as aspartame. They haven't really at all, anything that I've seen, utilized any of the name change or used it on any ingredients list. So just one of those things like, I'm going to be there to let you know when something isn't right. And I'm also going to try to be there to let you know when to not worry about something. Because I think sometimes we get caught up in the emotion of a headline and we don't really take the time to look at the reality of the situation past the headline. So I think that help mitigate some of that stress that we go through and not pay attention to things, or at least have it broken down for us so we understand well, yes, that, the FDA did approve a name change for aspartame, but it was, we're talking 15 years ago. And I've never seen a product with that name on it. And if someone were to find something and show me, but I mean, even then, that's an outlier and it's not really something that really would be concerning to most people today. So while I think we should be paying attention to name changes and things that are listed differently on labels, we should be picking and choosing those hills and what we are really concerned about. So, you know, yeah, they're awesome. They're welcoming. I'm so glad I got a chance to meet them and hang out with them and spend as much time as I did with them at KPL. I am working on getting down there. I will be doing something with them. Chris and Victor and I are working on a live that'll be announced here soon. There'll be a live sometime this month. We will be doing a live. It'll be a Sunday night, Sunday evening. Be on the lookout for that. Chris will be posting it up. I'll have it on my channel, Chris's channel, and Victor's channel. So if you know who Southern Keto is, go and follow him. Make sure you're subscribed to Chris. And obviously, make sure you're subscribed to me. But I imagine if you are here, you are subscribed to me, or at least pretending pretty good. But, so it's just one of those things I kind of want to keep making sure that people are aware of the things that they may not know and, help people avoid being stressed out about things that aren't really an issue. Let's see. Alto says, wasting junk food that you have, donate them. There's people in every community that don't have enough. I know, like when we went through our pantry and kitchen and fridge and everything in 2016, when we went keto, we got rid of so much stuff, and like we got rid of 10 or 15 pounds of margarine. We gave it away, and I feel bad about giving that away. I feel bad because nobody should eat that stuff. And I kind of feel like, yeah, I could donate these things, but at the same time, like, yeah, I know. It's just, like it's hard to go and show up and be like, I've got 6 Uncrustables. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. I don't know. See what Alto said about donating sounds familiar, huh? And he's saying, hi, Karen. And Evelyn is saying hello. And let's see. You need to take Rachel's advice. You might not be where you want to be, but you're not where you were. I'm just going to love myself through this when this happens. And that's what we're here for, to tell you that you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you. Don't you forget it. Well, you can't change the chat to subs only. That way you get no for sure. I've done that before. It's fine. So cool. Love the idea of a Three Amigos lives. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, friends don't let friends eat margarine or get friends haircuts. Yeah, I feel guilty about giving away bad food, but I'll hurt them much less than starvation. I don't know. I mean, starvation. Yeah. It's definitely something to consider. Heath's in the house. Good morning. Hey, yo, Mr. Heath, sir. Let's see. Jeff says, it's a good idea. The daughter's neighbor helps from the local pantry, so I have easy opportunity to donate. Yeah. It's just like going to the local pantry to drop off like 6 Uncrustables. Like, this is what I got. I don't know. I mean, and then I donate food to my brother all the time. He get like, and his dogs. Well, his dog gets like bones and leftover like things that don't get eaten in our fridge. So that pupper's a good pupper, so he gets all the treats. But meat treats and bones, we don't like to give the dog anything bad. And then we just gave my brother a freezer the other day. So we're down to 3 freezers in our house instead of 4. He needed the freezer and we needed the room in our garage. So you know. I do get the coupon freebies at Kroger and give them to people who have nothing. Yeah, yeah. We get those and but sometimes those coupons get played with and misplaced. So you know how it goes. So glad to see all you here tonight. Oh, this morning. Tonight, this morning. What's going on? What day is it? It's Sunday. Alto says I gotta skedaddle, time to pack for the market in a couple hours. Well, thank you so much for being here, Alto. Truly appreciate you. We really do. We'll see you next time. We'll be back Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, with Shander and myself. If you are so inclined to come and hang out with us, that is after Chris Cook in Nashville's live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see. Be sure to hit that like button, thumbs up button. Arden is in the house. I saw his and then I clicked right by it. Hello. Howdy, y'all. Hi, Dustin. Hey, Arden. Thank you for being here, my friend. We missed you yesterday, but even though I know that it is a very far drive for you. Oh, don't forget to consider doing, memberships, super chats, all those fun things, all the things. Do them to other people too, other channels. Make sure you're giving Cindy those super chats, and anytime anybody goes live and they are in a position to receive those, make sure you are helping them out. Maritza is here. Good morning, Maritza. I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad. Just take a moment and appreciate coffee. It's like a moment of silence, but for coffee. Good morning, Chris and Ash and Mel, all these wonderful people here today. We were just talking about you, Mr. Chris Cook in Nashville, my friend. We were talking about the video that you filmed yesterday and the video that came out for yesterday that I watched with you and Cindy. Super cool stuff. I saw, we were talking about the guinea pig, and Shannon and I were watching last night, and I was just talking about how adorable I think Brian is. I'm like, he's just my favorite. And I'm like, he's just so adorable. And Shannon's like, yeah, he really is. Oh, he's a saint. Look at that. I love you even though you're a brat. Well, thank you, Cindy. I truly appreciate you. I'm only a brat for you. So you can take comfort in that. Oh, we have the best community. We really, really do. Really, really, truly, truly have the best community. I love it. Thank you, Cindy, for $5. Woo! Oh, there's more chat things. There we go. All right. Let's see what we got here. Brian and Cindy are awesome and adorable and a great word for yeah, and he's just like, we were sitting there yesterday at the meetup and he's sitting there just kind of and I was like, I want to know what the soundtrack to Brian is, you know what I mean? Because he's just kind of sitting there and he's just kind of he looks like he's rocking out, having a good time. And I just I want to know what the soundtrack to Brian is. Because at KPL 23, we did the Name That Tune, and Brian was on my team. It was me, Brian, and then Jen Delaney's Brian, and then a girl that I can't think of her name. She was cute too and adorable and a lot of fun, and was the best team. We had I don't know, we came middle of the pack, but it was so much fun. And Brian's really great with Name That Tune. Carl says, tuning in to say hello to everyone. Well, we appreciate you. I knew you were listening even though before you were logged in. I know that because I am a psychic. Chris says, hello, friends. Let's see. Sharon says, I'm still running on no caffeine for this morning. I'm catching up on work. Missed Friday due to dentist. Ugh, gross. Yeah, I mean, just rocking out. Chris Munginson just jumped in live. I know you've been streaming for about an hour, and the title grabbed me. Oh, my major third weight loss journey. Each time I fell off because of stress, and I made the choice to eat. We do that. We really do, and I mean, it is something that truly is a perceived comfort, right? Where at the time we're definitely enjoying that solace that food can bring, because it really does. It really does. While you're enjoying the food, you really do get that dopamine hit. You really do get that. You get that, just that comfort. I mean, I don't know any no other way to put it. It's like food is like a warm blanket for your, just for you. It's like sit down and enjoy food. And then depending on how you cope, it can turn sideways, because then it can compound with it can compound where, like, you get upset that you just ate that stuff, and then you're going to console yourself with more food. So that's what I just want to make sure that we're setting ourselves up for success. And if you are a person that is going to turn to food during stress, that you're setting yourself up and you're allowing yourself the proper foods to sit down, because are you going to sit down and stress out around a ribeye, or are you going to sit down and stress out around like a big bowl of pizza rolls or whatever you used to really sit down with? I used to eat like trash. I used to eat some of the worst food, and I still crave that bad food, because that food was a good time in my life. Weirdly enough, I was eating terrible food, but I was doing things like playing in bands, and I was going to shows all the time, and living however I wanted to, and staying up late and doing whatever I wanted. So there is a definite idea of comfort. And even down here where you were saying that you had childhood memories, that's the thing, is food is a comfort, because food is a celebration. For the entirety of human existence, food has been a celebration. When you get food, you celebrate, because that's another day or week or whatever month you have. That's another meal. That's more time. And I mean, there's no way. I mean, and I know there's a lot of creators and a lot of influencers out there that will talk about, food is fuel. Food is only fuel. Well, food is fuel, 100%. Without it, we're nothing. But it's also comfort. It's also entertainment. It is awesome. It's also togetherness. Like, we did a keto meetup yesterday, and we had about 40 people, and we were all together really around our health journeys. But I mean, there was food involved. We had brisket, and we had pork loin, and we had pumpkin, keto pumpkin sausage soup, and plenty of keto desserts and all these things. And we celebrated together. We celebrated our friendship, our journeys, our successes, our failures, everything, because that's what we do as humans. And food is inherently linked to all that, because without food, we cease to exist. And without each other, we cease to exist. So it stands to reason that regardless of the health journey that we're on, we're never really going to get away from food and togetherness. They're always, I mean, we have to eat. We can't not eat. And we have to be together, because we make everything possible. Without each other, nothing is possible. So, I'm really glad that you're here, Chris. I truly appreciate you. And thank you so much for becoming a member. I really do appreciate you very much. And I hope to see you around and get to know you. What Andy says here: Sunday mornings are dusted no matter where you are. They were here yesterday. They're from out of town. They're still in town. And yeah, so let's see here. Cindy says, Um, Ribeye, yes. Purse bacon, eggs, cheese, some nuts. Keep these things on hand for that stress, boredom eating. Yeah, I need to. While I'm at Costco today, I'll probably get some more bacon. I need to get another 4 pounds of bacon because I've gone through the last 4 pounds that I had. you know, Hi Matt. Hugs to Sarah on her. Yeah, tell her that we love her, Matt, and let her know that we're thinking about her and that she's got all this. All this is handled with her new job, and it's awesome that it's only a couple of minutes from home instead of being an hour away. I could not imagine driving an hour to work. I used to drive like 30 minutes to work every day, to and from, and while it's just something you do, and after the pandemic and everything, and then working from home, and I could not imagine doing that ever again. And I'm trying to look for other work and trying to find things like that. And I've been looking for what's the closest possible place I can work. Like, can I, like, they've got, it's weird because we've got all these warehouses around our house that they've built now, and there's like a McDonald's and a Starbucks. I applied at the McDonald's because I'm like, you know what? There's McDonald's, and I have to drive but 2 blocks. That's really close. I have never worked at McDonald's in my life, but I was like, it's a job, and it's like 2 blocks from my house. Just because I would rather have some kind of at home work, but that's really difficult to find right now. So, it's just one of those things, like, yeah. And Matt says, thanks, Andy. She just got a new full-time permanent job at a resort that is 10 minutes from our house. She starts next week. I'll be sure to pass on the hugs to her. Make sure she knows that we love her and that we care for her and that we're right behind her. We're her cheerleaders, and we're truly lucky to have her in our life. And yeah, Cindy is welcoming Chris. Well, thank you again, Cindy, for welcoming Chris. He's gonna be our new best friend. And Jeff says, "I am lucky. I go for a walk if I'm stressed." Yeah, that is definitely something to consider as well. And Chris says, "Dogmatic influencers like to talk about things that are ancestrally appropriate. Many forget that food and celebration are also just as ancestrally appropriate, and not the junk we use now." Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, we are coming into the hardest of food seasons. It's like for the third, a fourth or third or fourth of the year, it's so difficult because we're coming out of Halloween with all the candy. We're coming into Thanksgiving with pies and cakes and cookies and even more stuff with stuffing and macaroni and cheese and all these things that we have to kind of avoid. And then we go into Christmas and New Year's, and then the cycle starts all over again. And we have to remember that community is so very important, and food does bring community together because without food and without community, what are we? What do we have? We're not solo creatures. We are not, what they say, no man is an island or something like that, right? So, John Cougahan is off to church. Well, have a wonderful day, my friend. Truly appreciate you. Be safe. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you very soon, my friend. Yeah, do tell us, Jeff. I don't know if I'm even familiar with what's going on. Chris, I agree, but we can't let the noise of the dogmatic influencers cloud our judgment. We have to find which things work for us and tweak until it's just right. And I understand where a lot of the dogmatic people come from because a lot of the people have utilized those skills to get where they are. I mean, like one of the big people that I do see and hear talking about, food is fuel, it's not entertainment, it's not this, it's not that, is Ethan Suplee. And I mean, he's come a long way. He was, as far as my life is concerned, he has been in movies and TV shows that I've watched most of my life. And he's always been, at least had always been, a very large person. And he's come out of that and he's jacked. Now he's been working out and eating better, and he's finally in a place where he's doing better. And I know that and I know that that's probably an outlook that he must maintain to stay the course for himself. But that's not necessarily always the best advice for each individual person that follows you. And it's a very difficult line to walk because as an influencer, I know it's a cringy thing to say about myself, but as somebody who does this type of content, I make content whether it's informative or inspirational or whatever you want to call what I do, I showcase what's made me successful for me, and I talk about what's made me successful. But I also try to make sure that people understand that just because it's worked for me doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work for you. And you do have to find what works for you, and you have to get to know you. One of the biggest hurdles I think we have to one of the biggest hurdles we have for ourselves is we don't always take the time to get to know us. We're together all the time. You're with you all the time, but you don't always know you. We think we know ourselves, but I think we lie to ourselves and we think we're a different person than we really are. So really, one of the things that I did is I really had to sit down and really think about what my motivations are. What's a true trigger for me? What's something that I have to look at to make sure that I am successful, because I'm the one that gets in my own way most of all. We can blame the food industry, we can blame the health and pharmaceutical industry, we can blame all that till the sun comes up. But at the end of the day, it's realistically us trying to navigate and figure out what works best for us. Once we have an idea of a path, or once we have that path open up in front of us, that the proper human diet, as Dr. Barry puts it, whole foods. And once we kind of have that idea that that's the kind of the right place to start, then it's up to us to really get down to the nitty-gritty of who we are on the inside and find out what motivates us, what triggers us, what's going to get in our own way, how do we handle things, how do we cope with things, and even like I've talked about, going far back as being like in elementary school and always wanting more food. And I mean, that probably stems from my mom always making sure, because we grew up poor, that just making sure we had enough food. She worried and struggled because we were on food stamps, government assistance, that she wanted to make sure my brother and I had enough to eat. We did. Unfortunately, it was some of the lowest quality food you could get. Remember many a nights eating Encore frozen dinners and all that stuff, and cereals in the morning for breakfast and all that stuff. But our bellies were full, and that's what she struggled to do, to make sure that we had enough to eat. And that translates to time and time, just going on moving forward. And I don't want to go to a restaurant if I don't feel like I'm getting a good value. And I mean, that still translates today, but like even as a kid, I would go and I've talked about wanting corn dog nuggets from the mall, but I didn't want, the 6-piece. I wanted the 10-piece or the 12-piece or whatever it was, the large one, because I wanted as many as I could get. And that goes to going to ice cream and getting, going to Cold Stone and gotta have it size. I wouldn't go and get a medium. I'd get the biggest one or the largest shake or whatever it was, the biggest meal, the triple cheeseburger, whatever it was. And I had to understand that about myself, because there's a self-preservation aspect there that I always got from my mom is, well, you got to eat the most because you never know if you're going to eat again. And you have to come to terms with that. And I know for myself moving forward, okay, well, if I have that issue, then how do I navigate that? How do I make myself successful while making sure I'm getting enough food? One of the lucky things that I did come across was the satiety aspect of a natural whole food diet, a high protein, high fat diet comes along with satiety. And I think most of us grow up our entire lives without ever really truly understanding what satiety is. You're not full unless your stomach hurts from eating too much. And that's where I came from. And so life gets stressful. I'm going to feed myself until I can barely move. I'd go through Taco Bell and order, $20 of Taco Bell. Back then you get a huge bag full. Now you get maybe 2 burritos or whatever, a couple tacos, a quesarito, whatever they sell. I don't even know what they sell anymore. A couple of years ago, I went through the drive-through for one of Shander's friends. I was going to pick her up from being out with a friend, and I was going to pick her up, and they wanted me to drop by the Taco Bell to pick our friend up some food. And I'm like, I couldn't even remember how to order from Taco Bell. I'm like, wait, do you still have this? I had no idea. And then they also make it difficult because then there's things that they only allow you to order from the app. And I'm like, well, that's different than it was back then. Let's see. I really lean on keto brick pucks and keto chow fudge for when I'm wanting a snack. Yeah, that's the thing is like we put things in place that work for us. We put things in place for ourselves to make us successful and to take the thought out of it. Because if I don't have to think about something and I can just kind of go on autopilot and I can go on autopilot and I can hit my goals, and that's going to means I'm more successful. I don't want to meal prep. I don't want to spend 6 hours a week putting together meals for the whole week. I don't want to do that. I want to throw a steak on the cast iron at night and then be done with it. Maybe throw some vegetables in the oven or something. I want to be as autopilot as I truly can. Like right now, I've got 3 pounds of ground beef in the fridge that's 3 days of food for me. So easy peasy. Sometimes I like my chicken cheesy. Anyway, I apologize. Anyway, yeah, keto chow fudge. Like that's the thing is I would like to be able to. I've been wanting to keep like creamies and stuff in the freezer and stuff, but we just been to the point where we haven't had a lot of room in the freezer. But yeah, Jeff says the good news is my wife is going to give low carb a try. Well, we are here for her. We're here for you, and always, always, always support here. We got pom-poms ready to go. I got my Jeff's wife's finger going, yeah, let's go. And he says, I am constantly walking when stressed. Well, that's a good way to deal with it. Maybe walk right out of your shoes. Let's see. We should not look at it as have to avoid, but want to avoid so we don't go backwards. And that's a thing that really does come into play is when I am stressed and I am thinking about, I just want to go through a drive-through, I look at my options and I'm like, well, none of it sounds good. Like, I come down like one of the main drags near where I live, and there's a Burger King, there's a McDonald's, there's an Arby's, there's a White Castle, there's a Qdoba. At least a Qdoba, I could probably get something relatively clean, on track. There's a Wendy's, and I can go and get burger patties from all those things, but they're never as good as making it at home. And I think the stress factor of it makes me want to just drive in and get something and go and sit in my car and eat my feelings. That's the thing. It's like I used to just go and get something and eat it before going inside and then go inside and eat dinner. But yeah. Yes, hit the like button. I truly appreciate all of you. I have shamed for talking to myself. Sometimes I just need expert advice. I talk to myself all the time, literally looking into a camera right now. But anyway, Chris Moggenson says, I have been keto and intermittent fasting advocate for friends, but that's the first thing I say. Not a health professional, not a dietitian. This is what's worked for me. 100%. Because and I used to try to help people, and they'd be like, well, what do you do? And I give them like this ridiculously, TLDR, kind of thing. And then they're like, well, that's not for me. And I'm like, how can I simplify this? Meat, eggs, veggies, animal fats, healthy fats, avoid seed oils, get plenty of salt, make sure you're getting electrolytes. The end. Cindy says, Jeff, I went back to look at the details on MyFitnessPal from yesterday. It wiped it out, but I had screenshot the ingredients. I will let you know once I redo it. Okay. Let's see here. The Clean Plate Club. I still struggle with this to this day, but growing up, my parents didn't have much. And it was, if it's on the plate, you had to eat it all. And I mean, and also, like, I remember, like, when the low-fat craze really hit, where it played into you could eat as much as you want. And, my grandma had moved in when we were in middle school. And so her living there was kind of a blessing and a curse, but, she would make rice-a-roni. And that stuff is so delicious. Like rice-a-roni is just delicious. And I know Rick would be here saying it's duck food, but it's what it is, right? And she would be like, you know what? You can eat as much as this as you want because it's relatively low fat. So I would eat like 2 or 3 plates full of rice roni and get stuffed. Not a good idea, but it was delicious. And I mean, that was like, just the way we would eat, and you wouldn't find satiety eating that. So, yeah, we're all in that club. I instilled that in my boys too, unfortunately. I mean, if you don't have a lot, you don't want to waste it. And I know that I try not to be that way with our granddaughter because she struggles to have the desire to eat, but she's so skinny. Like you can count her ribs and she's so tiny. She's such a skinny little mini, and like you want her to make sure she's going to school and has energy to learn and run and play. And we're not feeding her cereal. We're giving her bacon and eggs and sausage, and we're giving her fruit and, the normal stuff like that. And she gets milk and such. But, it's just one of those things like we want her to eat, but she's so busy doing anything and everything else. Seems like a fight. I know it's a normal toddler kind of thing, but I don't want her to have an issue with food. And I don't want her to necessarily be the clean plate club, but I at least want her to find satiety and not just eat to where she can go play. It's a weird thing because she'll eat 2 bites and say, I'm so full. And I know you're not. You've had 2 tiny bites, and I know your belly's bigger than that. And I know you're not full. You just want to go play. You want to go color and paint and play with Play-Doh and do all that stuff. You have all this ambition and all these things and desires to do other stuff, and eating isn't your priority, even though for us as grandparents, parents, whatever, we want our kids to eat enough, but we also don't want to really instill the clean plate club. We don't want kids to waste food, but I mean, we also got to just put it in a Ziploc and eat it later. I buy Ziplocs in bulk at Costco. It's ridiculous. When Ziplocs go on sale, I bring hundreds of them home. Oh, let's see. All you can eat is deadly for me. I'm going to pay for this. I'm going to eat my money's worth. Right? It just is. Shauna's here. Good morning from the left coast. Well, I'm glad you're here. I hope you are feeling better, my dear. Please tell me you're feeling better. Please, please, please. Let's see. My favorite value broke meal was 3 tacos and a jumbo soda from Jack in the Box. Yeah. See, it's still a large soda, like a large soda for me, like when McDonald's had those dollar sodas, large for $1. Now they're like $1.20 or $1.30, which is still not a bad deal compared to some places charge $3 or $4 for a large soda. Yes, inquiring minds want to know how you're doing, Shauna. Good morning, Shauna. How are you doing? Everybody's saying hello. Mostly I'm good. Currently well. Mornings hurt. Well, well, we wish you the very best, and we wish you quick recovery, and hopefully you heal and get better, get feeling to normal soon, or better than normal, because we want you to feel great. I guess it's easier for me because I love leftovers. You really do. Let's see here. Right. Karen saying, have a great Sunday. I have to walk the fur babies. Too hard to concentrate, listen, and walk because I have 3. Well, we definitely don't want you to fall over when you're doing the things. Have a good day, and thank you for being here, Karen. Truly appreciate you. Let's see. Yeah, Evelyn says it's going to take a while to heal. Well, we're here. We're here to poke at you and worry about you. That's what we do. He says, yeah, another thing is that helped me change my mindset. I can no longer say I cannot have that. Instead, it's like, I don't want that. And that is true after a time. Like, I remember in the beginning, you would walk past the aisle and at least the way our grocery store is set up, even if you don't go down the cookie aisle, as you pass the cookie aisle, you see the Oreos just right there and you're like, oh, I want those. And over time that does dissipate. And I mean, even since then, I've had a couple of Oreos, and I'm like, well, they're just not as good as they used to be. And whether or not they were good back then or not still remains to be seen. But, there's a lot of things like I will try, like, oh, it's my birthday. I want to try this, or I'm going to go have that, or whatever. And it's never quite as it used to be. And you have to kind of take a solace in that. Like, okay, then I can kind of mark that off my list. I don't have to worry about it. So I don't have to worry about craving that really anymore. I mean, eventually we will, I guess. But, yeah, as long as it keeps getting better, taking time to need to heal is important. Yeah. Bacon. Unfortunately, even the skinny people, like three of my grandchildren, can be ill due to eating the wrong crap. Yeah, that's like I said, what we focus on making sure she's getting the best she can from us. Because when she goes with mommy and daddy, they feed her normal American food. So we do what we can. Like the other day, she was getting out of the car and she was trying to manage her backpack, her jacket, her lunchbox with a handful of bacon and eggs. I can't say that I wasn't proud. Let's see. Chris says, I was raised with the get the big size, it's the best deal mentality. Still struggle to fight that satiety had nothing to do with it with those decisions about food. Yeah, satiety didn't, I mean, we didn't understand satiety. It was if I don't feel full and miserable, I didn't eat enough. Because that does come with that clean plate mindset. It does come with the best value. I mean, realistically, if you look at pizza math, you're losing money if you don't buy the large. And I mean, that's sad to say, but that's economics. I mean, you can look at you can look at the math of pizza, and if you're not buying the large is almost always the best deal. You're getting the most square inches for your money or whatever. So you're just going to have to look at that and, are you going to throw it away? Like, are you going to was getting a small pizza at the restaurant and eating it and not having any leftovers more valuable to you than getting the large at a better deal and having to take leftovers home and then dealing with the leftovers and eating another meal you didn't necessarily want? These are all things that we have to talk about to ourselves and our community because these are things that people may not think about. Because, like that small pizza may be $11 and you're getting X number of square inches versus the large being $15 and you're getting 4 times as much pizza for, just a few dollars more. But do you need that pizza? And is it more valuable to you to spend the small pizza money and have whatever you're going to have at the restaurant and not bring it home? What's more valuable to you in the long run? Now, these days, dealing with money, and money doesn't go nearly as far as it once did, but I think that's something that everyone goes through all across generations. Generationally, every generation, money goes not nearly as far as it once did. So, where you used to be able to get something for a quarter now costs $2. I mean, it's just one of those things. Like food being wasted was also treated like a mortal sin. And I mean, still even today, throwing things away is very difficult. Like cleaning out the fridge, man, it's ridiculous. Let's see. Sharon says our son was a grazer. We didn't make him finish. When he was hungry, he would eat. Stop when he was done. Yeah, it's just like when we're trying to get her to get ready for school. There's not necessarily the time for grazing because there's a finite amount of time. We got to get her in the car. We got to get to school. And then she's going to have her lunch. And then she gets so busy talking at school, she doesn't even eat up most of her lunch. And then that gets thrown in the trash. Sometimes she'll eat some of her lunch on the way home. But like she's just rather do anything than eat. So just the time frame, it's like if we're home all the time, then the grazing thing isn't that big of an issue. But like getting her up in the morning, getting her out the door for school, driving her to school, bringing her home, having her lunches and stuff, like trying to get food in her belly so that she can have the energy she needs to survive the day is just one of those things like, whew, okay. Yes. Cindy says, we were always told about the starving kids, and if we didn't clean our plates, to guilt us into it. And then you think about, You think about Sam Kinison, and he's like, well, then why don't they move? Move where the food is. Danny Beach says, all you can eat is deadly for me also. I ate myself sick yesterday. I left feeling horrible. Yeah, it is because you want to be polite and you want to try a little bit of everything. So I knew that I was going to focus on the soup and then kind of taste a little bit here and there. You know. Charlie says, I think being in the clean plate club growing up ruined my body's satiety signaling. Even today as a carnivore, I assess my fullness based on percentage of the plate that I can see. Yeah, that really is one of those things to definitely consider. Like, did you eat the whole ribeye? Are you going to put it back in the fridge? And if you put it back in the fridge, you're ever going to go back and finish it? These are questions that we have to answer for ourselves. We kind of have to, and it's difficult to be truthful because in our mind's eye, we're going to put that in the fridge and we're going to go back to it and we're not going to cook up a fresh ribeye the next day and we're going to eat the leftover, but we never do. We cook up a fresh ribeye. Carnivore K says, yes, sinful to throw away food, 100%. My mom would be, whoo. I have slowly switched from Ziploc bags to plastic containers. We have both, but we have a child then our plastic containers disappear because she plays with them and they disappear. So Ziplocs are just one of those things that, yeah. There's more waste, but I always know I have them. She doesn't run away with Ziplocs. Shauna says, yesterday my niece and her boyfriend came over, organized and cleaned my space, set me up, put me a cozy office chair together because I can't sleep or get out of my bed. Oh, that's so sweet and awful at the same time. Yeah, family is awesome like that. That's great that they're there to do that for you, Shauna. Cindy says, I was the same way for a bit yesterday, kept walking around until I felt better. I was just, I just knew that soup was going to be number one. Hugs and soup. Hugs and soup. And again, if you want to see a picture of all of us from yesterday, go check out my community tab or check out Facebook over at Keto Indianapolis. And I did post a photo of everybody who showed up yesterday. I believe everybody made it to that photo. And if you're in there, make sure to comment and let everybody know that that was you in the photo. So everybody knows who you are and that you were there indeed. So you're one of the cool kids. Chris says, Ash says hello and that your beard is looking quite majestic this morning. We have had a little coffee, so we're beginning to open our eyes and recognize things now. Well, I'm so glad, Chris. And we love you. Yesterday's keto treats and desserts were amazing at Friendsgiving. I don't normally make or eat such things, but I didn't bring any home with me, so I was planning a 2-day fast anyway. Fasting is good. I think all of our moms did. Everybody pushed that clean plate club. You know what I mean? Everybody did. Shelly, I saw a picture of you today. Well, I saw the back of you. It was a picture of Adrian and I can't remember. It was a person's picture, and its name escaped me. But anyway, you were talking with Chris Bear in the background, and your shirt said Shelly on it, and I was like, Shelly. Yeah, that's how I was. I was like, Shelly. Shauna says, I bought a personal pizza last night, a full meat with extra cheese and chicken, so I made it worth the scraping off the crust and had leftover success breakfast. Yes. Let's see. Everybody's saying hello to each other some more. Charlie says, Carl, I think some of us might be lifetime members. Can take the kids out of the clean plate club, but you can't take the clean plate club out of the kids as they grow into adults. It's just difficult to not perpetuate that because food is expensive, food costs money. So we're very mindful of, and we do throw a lot of food away with her because I do make her 2 eggs because sometimes most of the times 1 egg isn't enough and 2 eggs is too much. And then she likes her cottage cheese. And then sometimes she doesn't. And then she'll be like, Pa, I want ham. And then I'll put ham in there and be like, I didn't want ham. You know. Sherry Watkins is here. Good morning, Sherry Watkins. Just arriving. I will be watching the replay. Well, I really, really, really do appreciate that. I get truly tremendously. If you do watch the replay, if you come in late and watch the replay, that does mean the world to me. I had a friend of mine the other day because I was at a party of his last week, and I was like, I was like, I leave parties at like midnight. Because I'm like, on a Saturday night, I got to go home. I got to get things together, and I got to get up and get Shander out the door. And I've got this. This is a priority in my life. 7:30 Sunday mornings. I'm going to be here unless I'm out of town or on vacation or something like that. And spending time with you all is one of the most important pieces of my week. And he goes, well, how many people watch? And I'm like, last week was one of the best weeks I've ever had. So last week, more people watched the live. I had almost 300 of you watching last week. Truly, truly amazing. Currently, right now, across both platforms, 69 people watching across the platforms. I've got YouTube is 34 and Twitter is 35. So if you're watching over on Twitter, I don't know, hit the like button, hit the hearts or whatever it is over there on Twitter. Come over to YouTube, say hello. Tell us who you are. Tell us your story. We want to know you. We want to know you. Come on over. If you're watching on Twitter, come on over to YouTube. It's so much good over here. The water's fine. We're all hanging out. We're all having a good time. We've got coffee. How about you? Let's see. People saying hello to Sherry. Brenda Foley's in the house. Oh, she slept in and it was wonderful. Sleeping in is so great. Sleeping in is so good. Let's see. Was watching Keto Upgrade from 2 years ago, seeing Cindy in the chat. That's amazing. Evelyn says, I made keto chow fudge from caramel macchiato keto chow and the new Lily's espresso chips. I thought it was amazing for coffee lovers. It was really, really good. Oh yeah, that was so good. I brought a bunch of it home for Chandra. I did. I brought a bunch of it home. I brought some of Danny's fudge home. I brought her one of the donuts, some of like the cookie bar things. I just filled a Ziploc bag full of stuff. Another vote for being child free. I don't know what I would do with my life without her. She's like she's like the whole world. As much as I love all of you, she tops all you guys. But I mean, as you would, you know what I mean? Yeah. Shauna says, be right back. I got to go hit the go button on my coffee maker. You need a remote for that. Let's see. Y'all are the cool kids. You know what? You guys are the cool ones. I'm just here talking. Brenda says, look like a great gathering. Hopefully I'll get to go to one someday. May is shaping up to be probably one of the coolest ones we're ever gonna, like, one of the coolest ones yet. May will be the fifth one. May will be the fifth indie meetup. We just had our fourth. So we've been doing 2 a year for 2 years now. So yeah, so now we're going to be doing May. It'll be May the 17th, I think. If Jennifer's still in the chat, confirm that for me. We've got a lot of cool things in the works. We're trying to do some logistical things, see if we can't make things happen. Nothing really concrete or confirmed yet. A lot of things still being tossed around in the air. I mean, it is still like 6 months away, so it is really kind of difficult to nail things down. But we know certain people are going to be in town, the possibilities of others being in town. We can host up to 110 people, including those of us running it. So 110 total people can attend this next May meetup. So when we do solidify things, chances are we will be charging a little bit more because we are planning a little bit more, and we want to make sure that everything goes according to plan and people get, everything gets compensated, everything gets paid for. Will be a lot of food, possibly some wonderful entertainment going on, and people to hang out and meet that you may not get to see. So we will be doing what we can, but it will be one of those first come, first serve kind of, things. 110 total people is all we can hold. And I know it's really early and not a lot of information to share, but keep it in mind. Mark, I believe it's May 17th on your calendars. Let me double check my calendar. Cindy just sent me a picture of a cutting board that I love it so much. Whoo! I'll share this cutting board on Tuesday. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was doing something. I was looking at the calendar and I got distracted. Thanks, Cindy. It looks like May 17th. It's either May 17th or May 24th, but I do believe it's May the 17th. So try to keep those dates open if you're going to be anywhere near the Midwest. If you're going to be anywhere near the central Indiana area. If you're in Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri, Wisconsin, keep that in mind. If you're within about 5 or 6 hours, I mean, Arden, if you are 12 hours away, if you're Arden, you'll drive from Kansas. This is one to not miss. So keep paying attention. Keep an eye on lowcarbevents.com. Once things are solidified, we will get the information out there. We will tell you where to send money. We will tell you how to get your name on the list to get inside the door, because space will be limited. And I know it will be a big one. We're going to have a great time. So let's get back to you guys, your comments. Let's see. Brenda is that you can come down to the Central Florida meetups we have. Yeah, I want to go down to one of those. I mean, I would love to have a meetup at the Magic Kingdom. Oh yeah, or I mean, even like a meetup at the boardwalk or somewhere cool like that. I don't know. You don't have to pay to get in, or a meetup at Disney Springs. You don't even have to pay. You just park and walk around. Let's see. He says, I am currently struggling with slight MS flare up that has caused me to use a cane again. Do you have any idea what's going on with that and what's causing that? Have you had anything you shouldn't have? I don't, it's just one of those things. Like, I don't know enough about MS to really, to know. Kenneth says, hello to all. What a great time yesterday with our keto family. Well, Ken, I'm truly, truly blessed to have you in my life, and hugs and love, and you and your wonderful, amazing, gorgeous wife. I'm so glad that you guys are a part of my life. And I truly, I mean, I know sometimes even I feel like, man, I think I sound insincere, but I'm really not. Truly not. Let's see. Chris says, Kay, Mel is already fully invested in these toys you have for her. She's spending her mornings squeaking them and carrying them around. She loves these. Yes, dog toys are the best toys for dogs. That's a song you can write. You can write that song. That's a good one. That's the #1 hit. It's going to get a Grammy. All right. Andy says, I was wiped yesterday. I was asleep before 7:30 and slept until 7:10 with awake for 2 hours around 3 a.m. I always get up in the middle of the night to go potty. And then I drink a whole bunch of fluid and then get up and potty again later. You know how it goes. It's just that cycle. You're so funny, Dustin. That meetup sounded so fun. I wish I lived closer to attend those. Or just get rich and have a plane, okay? Just buy a plane and fly out and just be here all the time. That's all I need you to do. I used to get in trouble with clean plate, starving kids, Yeah. Just have them move closer. Have them move where the food is. Let's see. We woke up to a text from our daughters. The dogs threw up in one of their beds. Ugh. He apparently got into the compost. Oh, we just throw the sheets in the wash, the blanket, wash it, go to bed. It's fine. Let's see. Oh, that sounds awful. Yeah, it's just, I got your message. It was pretty awesome. I love that. I mean, that's exactly what I would say. Sandy, was good to see and chat with you yesterday, Sandy. It's truly, truly awesome. I'm glad you came. Andy, oh my God, 300. Yeah, I know. I was looking at the analytics and I'm just like, oh, so crazy. Almost 300 people watching. Yeah. And then with some of the replays, it was over 300. But live. And then that doesn't count the Twitter. And Twitter's analytics, I don't know how to read Twitter's analytics. It's not nearly as fully featured and functioning as YouTube. And I do, because I do stream on Twitter as well. I used to stream on Facebook, but it just errors out every time now. And I link them and do all the things it wants me to do, and it still just doesn't work. So let's see. The rain is coming down steadily here right now. I could go back to sleep. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, it was raining this morning. I was helping Shannon get stuff in the car, and it was raining, and she's trying to have me look for an umbrella, and I couldn't find one. She has one in her car somewhere. I just don't know. I am everywhere on occasion. That's right. Oh, it's May 24th. So Jennifer has spoken. May 24th. So the May 24th would be Memorial Day weekend. So, yeah. Logistically could be complicated because there is a small little unknown race that happens, in Indiana on Memorial Day weekend. On Sundays, it's a small little race. I don't know. You may not have heard of the Indy 500. It's a little thing. It's only, it's pretty new. But yeah. The next AMO meetup, I guess, is the 24th. All right, so she's asking me to show this to you guys. Cindy's asking me to show this, and I will. So this is, I'll see if you can read this. It's like, I like my racks big, my butt rubbed, and my pork pulled. Now, remember, this is Cindy. She's vulgar. She needs a whooping. She needs a timeout. I do not endorse this. Yes, I do. But you know what I'm saying. So if that's something that you want, she'll put her link to her Etsy shop or wherever you can buy one of those, and you can have one for your very own self. Let's see. Central Florida Ketos are doing another meetup May the 3rd. Having a smaller one in January when Sean and Shell are in town. I know there's a meetup in northern Indiana coming up December the 8th, ran by Amy Davis. So be on the lookout for that. If you were in the Michigan area, northern Ohio, like the Northwest Ohio, Michigan, Indiana area, Fort Wayne, Mishawaka, all that stuff, reach out to Amy. Go find her channel. If someone will put her channel in here as well. So you can find her, find out that go to that meetup. And I know that maybe in April, we may be doing a meetup there as well. The Bears will be in town, Chris and Miriam. So we are looking at doing a smaller meetup up there just to get together, hang out, have a good time. We may even have a place to go. So keep that in mind. So you count us in for the May meetup. Well, we'll let you know when the floodgates open up for that. Maritza, I love my coffee and my Sunday mornings. Well, I love you and coffee. I can't wait to get a Maritza hug one of these days. Let's see. He says, too bad we can't make it to May event, but we will have been in the area in March. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that too. That's going to be a lot of fun. Jennifer says, yes, next indie meetup is May the 24th. Let me go ahead and put that on my calendar so I don't forget. This is the sound of me putting something in my calendar, just in case you didn't need to know. It's in the calendar. May 24th, 2025, coming at you live and direct. Wrecked. Yes, sorry about your flare-up, Heath. I hope you're feeling better. Let's see. Would love to create a meetup in Las Vegas. There's been attempts to have meetups and conferences in Las Vegas, but they always tend to fall apart. There was some that I really wanted to go to. They were off strip or whatever. We need to find a way to do one. like, in an affordable spot that's convenient in Las Vegas. I would love to have an awesome, like, kind of a like a really cool conference that's like very, community oriented as well, just so I can have an excuse to go play some poker at night. I'm just saying. So let's take a look here. Let's see. March 8th is the Taste of the Horde Hungry Horde meetup in Columbus, Ohio. So be on the lookout for that. I imagine, is that yet on low carb events? Is that up on low carb events so people can find it? Featuring Heath and Shelly all the way from Texas. So let me know, Sharon, when that goes on low carb events, and then I will start making sure that we talk about that also as time gets closer. And if there's any payment that needs to be involved and who gets payment, how they get it, and all that stuff. Hopefully that's all on lowcarbevents.com. Let's see. Anyone in this community live in the area? I don't know anybody that lives in Las Vegas right now outside of there is a there's a keto chef guy that lives in Las Vegas, an older gentleman. He hangs out with Mike. I'll have to figure that out and make sure everybody knows who I'm talking about. Sometimes the things get fragmented. He says we are seriously kicking around the idea of a Houston meetup. Details coming soon. Do it. I mean, I probably won't be able to make it, but do it. Let's see. My hubby has MD muscular dystrophy. Well, I'm sure you're taking good care of him. Let's see. Evelyn says for low carb, keto, carnivore meetup events, lowcarbevents.com, Indie Friendsgiving. Lynn is here. She says, good morning. You're still on at 9 a.m. I told you I go for sometimes 2-3 hours, depending on how long the coffee lasts. Steph says, good morning. It was fun to hang out with you yesterday. Well, I'm so glad you were there, Steph. You drive pretty far to hang out with us, but I'm glad you do. Let's see. Just weird. My left knee just randomly wants to buckle. Well, that's not fun. I have been advised that the flare-up may be caused by stress, but sounds odd to me since I don't really feel stressed. You don't necessarily have to feel it for it to be there, I don't think, right? Says I'm buffering. I'm not seeing anything on my side, at least for once. Empty nester for the win for being a grandparent is a whole new love. Yeah, 100%. She's the most rewarding and most frustrating thing. Oh my goodness. I just want her to be small and cuddly again and just nap with me all the time. That's what I want. Steph said, hey, Evelyn, thank you for the notebook and the bracelet. Yeah, our granddaughter comes over later this evening, and she's going to see her little notebook and the pens that Jen got with the lighted toppers and stuff. And she's going to love that. She loves writing. She's learning to write. So she's going to be super excited for all that. Lynn said she had an awesome and had a great time yesterday. Well, I'm glad. And anyway, finally, Lynn got her winning. So Lynn won my 5,000 subscriber giveaway. She won 2 bags of the variety salty electrolyte packets and a jar of Keto Foods Cocoa Zen and a 7-egg cooker. So she got a nice little haul. I did get a photo with her, and I will be putting it up on the socials today when I get around to it. I would have done more yesterday, but where we were, the downside to this location in Amo, Indiana, where we do our meetups, is the fact that it's like a cell service no-go zone. So there's like no cell service right around that area. There is Wi-Fi, but I just don't trust it. Just me. I don't trust Wi-Fi unless it's my own. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, Brian is killing it with the cutting boards. I truly agree. Yeah. And he says, we will be doing our best, doing our meetup in June in Ohio, Safe Harbor Live at the lake. I'll get a date in January after the calendar opens up for the launch. And I'm hoping I can make that. Well, everything coming up, like one of my things is like I start to worry, like because there's like a meetup almost every month. It's like it starts like March and April, and there's gonna be probably more than one in March, and then April, and then May, and then June, and I'm like, whoo. Hopefully life works out and I can make it to all of them because you never know you never know what 2025 is going to bring. Let's see. You know Shelly's not awake yet. Well, one Shelly's here, but Heath Shelly is not. Heath Shelly's still asleep. But we'll say hi to Shelly anyway. Let's see. Evelyn says, I want to meet up with the Horde on March 8th. Well, go. We're going to be there. I'm going to go. Everything in my power to go, okay? My plan is to go. Chris says, Mogensen says, I'll never say never, but since I'm on Canada's East Coast, getting to a meetup might be a challenge. Glad to have found the community here, though. And we do a lot of different types of meetups, and there are meetups on the West or on the East Coast. There are, like last year, there were meetups in Baltimore, meetups in Florida. There were meetups. I'm sure there's New York meetups, and I don't know how difficult it is for you to get to the country. But then in October, we have Ketopalooza. I imagine we'll be seeing the whisperings of announcements of Ketopalooza 2025. There are cruises. There are cruises that take off out of the East Coast. I think the next cruise is taking off out of the West Coast, out of Seattle, going to Alaska. But there are low-carb cruises. There are all kinds of different conferences. There is Hack Your Health. There's Low Carb for Better Health. There is Keto Orlando. There's Low Carb San Diego. There used to be like a Low Carb Breckenridge or Denver. There's been one for Las Vegas. We do meetups. We do 2 meetups a year here in Central Indiana, on top of other smaller regional ones where, like we'll be doing something in April up in the northern part of Indiana. There's Cincinnati, there's Columbus, there's, all these areas. Ketopalooza is in Louisville, Kentucky. That's a destination, caps at 350. It's at a hotel. We have speakers. It's a lot of fun. And then as soon as that gets announced, I won't shut up about it till it sells out. That's a goal of mine. But yeah, there's plenty of things, and you can always put your own meetups together. We've had people from Canada come down. We have another Canadian. We have Just Jason Keto and More. He does a channel, and he's come down 2 years in a row for Ketopalooza, so that's always super awesome. Jennifer Lucas says, another reason to attend our meetup, spend a day with us and then go to the race. Or not. I don't go to the race. I sleep in. And then I like Memorial Day because then it's a Monday and I don't have to do anything, allegedly. So he says, yeah, she'll still be asleep till around noon. Chris says, working on details, but it looks like we're going to do a really special Nashville meetup. Not sure when yet, but it's going to be unlike any other. You got to plan to come, Dustin, and all friends. As soon as I have details and I can make sure I can be there, I will do everything in my power to go to these meetups. I would go to a meetup every weekend if I had the money and the time and the resources and all that. I would go to a meetup every single weekend if they were there. And I want to do a meetup sometime during the week so Chandra can attend. It's just hard because people work and jobs and all that stuff. But we may do, we do sometimes try to get together for dinner here in Indiana because we do have keto-friendly restaurants here in Indiana. So we may try to do something small, maybe quarterly, where we get together so people can see her or whatever. There's Amy's channel. Be sure to take a look at Keto Rockstars, Amy's channel. She is doing a meetup on December the 8th. Be sure to check that out if you are in the Michiana area, up near Fort Wayne, South Bend, Mishawaka, Elkhart, all those areas up in that general vicinity, even into Chicago, up in Michigan, all that fun stuff. Toledo, Ohio. If you're in any of those places, take a look at Amy's channel. see what she's got going on. She's a fun, happy person, and we love her to pieces. So let's see. Let's see. Hey, Andy, who are you? Who are you in? Now I know you in person. Okay. Sometimes I can't read. Let's see. I have keto chow coffee now and sit and wait for the back to stop throbbing. Well, I hope it does, dear. I really, really do. Stacy says, on our counter, we will be there. He says, I am looking forward to finally meeting a lot of you in real life. IRL, AFK, ASL, letters. Anyway, Chris, be sure to have your meetup posted on lowcarbevents.com. 100%. Marissa says, I'm a hugger one of these days. Yes, I look forward to hugging all of you. Hey, Cindy, Stacy, Ken. Let's see. Evelyn, Auntie. Have you got the espresso lilies yet? I make all the coffee fudgies. Yummy. Let's see. Sharon says, no, we don't have it up there yet. Well, get on it. Because it does take them a while sometimes to get it put up there. Let's see. Sploosh. Anyway. We originally were planning to go on a cruise, but figured it would be cheaper and more fun to take a road trip to visit the Horde. That's right. I know quilt shop, so yeah. Lynn says, I wish you lived closer. I'd hang out with you and Brian and drive you nuts, Cindy. So I'm glad you came yesterday and I got to see you. They don't live that far, only like 3.5 hours. Maritza says, my daughter works at Stations Casino. Maybe I can find out what it would take to set up in one of their ballrooms. Yeah, Stations Casinos is pretty cool. Like, I know we stayed at one of the, we didn't stay, but we got we went to there for like a lunch buffet one time, or 2006. So like 20 years ago. It seems like last year. I mean, it really just like time is just there's no consideration for that anymore. Shauna, what's going on? I missed something. Get better soon. She broke her butt. Let's see. It was my dang computer. Had to restart, Dustin. That had you buffering. Your throbber was going. Was it little things spinning? Was it a throbber? Like I posted on my community tab the other day. The little thing that spins on your desktop, like when something's loading, it just spins like this. It's called a throbber. In case you were wondering, it's called a throbber. Let's see. If I was closer to you, Shauna, I would wait on you. Well, that's so good. And Lynn said, thank you again, Dustin. That was quite the giveaway you did. And it was great to see you again. It's always wonderful to see you, Lynn. And I'm looking forward to my next giveaway. I just don't know when it's going to be or when. Or I'd like to be able to do a 10K giveaway. Let's go, everybody. Let's give me the 10K. And then I'll do a gigantic giveaway for 10K. You would not drive us crazy. I bet I could. Shauna says, Stacy, I fell 2 Fridays ago and the result is a fractured L3 and bruising compacted vertebrae as well. Oof. Good morning, Lisa. It was wonderful to see you yesterday. Sorry I'm late. No worries. We're here. We're hanging out. We're having a good time. Oh, let's see. I have an apron that says, once you put meat in your mouth, you're going to want to swallow. You're not wrong. Let's see. Lisa says, I didn't sleep all that great last night. I'm paying for it today. Woke up with a darn migraine. Well, I'm so very sorry about that. I want everybody to sleep and feel good. Let's see. Stacy was so fun. I wish I could have talked to you and Ken forever. You're great. Thanks again for my magazine. You movie star, you. Yes. Connor Raquet says, CCN can't wait. Keep us posted about the meetup. Because, Nashville's about 5 hours from me. Columbus is about 3 hours from me. Most meetups I go to are not that far away, so I do what I can to go to as many as I can. Let's see. Yeah, that would be cool. Mary Jo came from Minnesota. She has family in town. When she left, she lost her GPS signal and drove around a while finding her way. Oh, that's so crazy. I lived in Indianapolis until I was 13. Went to the race. I lived in Louisville 25 years. Not been to the Derby hometown thing. I've never been to a race here. I've been to a practice once in the 5th grade. We went to a practice and then we went to the museum inside. And then a few years ago, I worked the 2019. I worked the 2019 mini marathon at the racetrack, and I passed out Gatorade to the runners. So that's all I've ever been inside the track is just for those two things. And I've lived within hearing distance of it my whole life. Now I live across the street from a different track down the street from, we can hear this track loud and clear. It's so loud. And sometimes I go to like 1 a.m. with dragsters. So, let's see. Shauna says, I have coffee, meds on board, back brace on, take on the day, or, well, from my chair. Get them. Let's see. Chris Cook in Nashville. We will be in Nashville on March 5th, 2025. Maybe we can meet. Just 3.5 hours, says the guy that won't come down. If I had money, okay? If I had the money. And, I would travel every weekend if I could. I totally would. I would be down in Houston hanging out with Shelly and Heath every once in a while. You know what I mean? I'd be in Austin. Go to Austin and go to the comedy club. I'd be traveling all over the place. Lisa said, I've been feeling so bad this morning that I didn't enjoy my coffee. So I just sipped on some electrolytes. Well, the thing is what I've started doing is having electrolytes in the morning about a half an hour or so before I have my coffee. And that's really seemed to helped out a lot. I didn't break my butt, but it has ample padding. Well, it's just one of those things. At least trying to make a light of the situation a little bit, Yeah, we hope you feel better, Lisa. Work is caught up. Now time to get some hot tea. Yes, excellent. Let's see. Hey, Heath, if you are not on, if we're not on tour, that would be great. Listen to that. Yeah, more stuff for Amy. Oh, I would drive you up the wall. You'd be like Spider-Man. Sunny Chronicles is in the house. I am very late. I slept in this beautiful Sunday morning. Good morning. Well, welcome. Never late. Always on time. That's how I look at it. And I'm going to be talking for a little while. I still have coffee. Let's see. Lisa said, it was awesome to see you, Dustin, and that awesome hug you gave me. So much needed. Oh, I love it. I always need hugs. Should have tagged Auntie, but I put Shauna instead. Yeah, nobody likes migraines. Let's see. Blame you, Dustin. You started it. What did I start now? I don't know what's happening. Oh yeah, it's just like I'm totally looking forward to coming down. We got to get a recipe going together. We got to get down there and do some videos and have a good time. We'll probably have to plan and record a couple things while I'm down there. Like some informational stuff, some opinion stuff. We'll just make a whole couple days out of it. Really get some content out of it. Maybe vlog a little bit. Well, maybe we'll do something. We'll have a good time. Let's see. Well, I've had pain meds, loopy brain for a while now. My brain does the spinny thing often now. Just a throbber. Let's see. Since I woke up early, I had to make the keto chow pumpkin soup for church. I made a commitment for our chili cook-off today that I didn't have enough yesterday at the meetup. I've got a big thing I've got some frozen in the thing from earlier in the year, and I'm just like, I just need it in my life, and I'm afraid now I may not get it again until May. I would have got some. I just gotta plan it out. I love it. I love it, Shauna. Yeah, so glad we got pictures together, Cindy. I didn't take that many photos, but I should have. Rick is here. I reached my destination, uploaded a couple of shorts. That's the way to do it, my friend. Oh, that's the way to do it. Jen says, on the struggle bus this morning, Tourette's inducing leg cramps all night. Well, you worked so hard yesterday. You were such a busy little bee. Any word of Autumn and Richard are coming back on? I don't know. I honestly don't know if they're going to do lives again. I imagine they probably will. They'll probably get to where they miss it. But I don't know. I'm just checking now. Let's see. There's a KPL 22 recap. That doesn't do us any good. Oh yeah, the last live for a while was in July. It was July 28th, so 3 months ago, a little longer than that probably, but it's what it says on YouTube here. So I don't know when they're coming back. Until they do, I'll just talk until I'll just talk. I used to keep it to 2 hours and end it when they would go live and just tell people to go over there. You know. Let's see. He says, talk to you later. Time for chores and errands. We'll have fun. We'll talk to you. I'll try to talk to you later around 2 o'clock when you go live, Heath. And Rick says, the canal here looks like a septic tank and smells like one. No ducks or iguanas in this area either. Ugh. That's gross. Oh, yeah. Sounds like a fun time, Chris. Let's see. I've heard nothing about whether Autumn and Richard are coming back. Yeah, I know they'll come back eventually. I mean, eventually they'll do something. Yeah, I missed their lives too. They were short and sweet to the point and a lot of fun. Yeah, shit, her thighs were Jennifer, my thighs were starting to cramp up on the way home. Okay, have a great day. Bye for now. Well, thank you, Sharon, for being here. Reach out to me soon and we can work out the details and all that merch and stuff. What are you talking about, Rick? I was talking about you earlier. I was saying something about I was talking about eating rice-a-roni and how you would say that, oh, that's only for ducks. But, you're a staple. You're a friend. You're a part of the group. We'll talk about you when you're not here. Yeah, Brenda says, I'm not sure I've subbed to you, Rick. Well, go, Rick. So go sub to Rick. Right? Evelyn says, are you kidding, Rick? Carl and I talk about you. We would miss you if you went away. That's 100% true. Julie in the Pines. Oh my God, you're still live. The first time I've caught a Sunday. Daylight savings, I guess. You're awesome. I'm here. We're talking. I had a good day yesterday, and I just got a lot to talk about. And we're having a good conversation. All these wonderful people in here with me. 73 people watching across 2 platforms. 30 here on YouTube, 43 over on Twitter. If you're watching over on Twitter, come hang out on YouTube and chat with us. Let's get to know you. Come on over. Janelle is here. Good morning, Janelle. Thank you for being here. Oh, Rick, every time I see a duck, I can't see an iguana and not think about Rick. Jahil, my buddy. Jahil, I'm trying to get him to make me a pair of pants. Make me some pants. Come on, Jahil, make me some pants. If you need like a bag, like a bag to carry groceries in, if you're a person that goes to Aldi and all that stuff, reach out to Jahil. Maybe he'll make you a bag. Rick says, LOL, a lot of people who talk about me, but they keep their words to themselves. I don't. Carnivore K has got to go. Well, have a blessed day. Celebrating 33rd wedding anniversary today. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. That's so awesome. Brenda Foley, his YouTube channel is right here. Cindy has linked it. So take a look at that and see if it's something you'd be interested in. Go subscribe. Julie in the Pines. I'm not the only one who can't seem to show up at 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, everyone's like, go on later. I'll just stay here longer. Everybody's saying happy birth or happy anniversary to Kay. Yeah. Whenever we think about iguanas, you come up with ducks, iguanas, ducks. It's duck season, rabbit season. Let's see. I always love hearing Rick's comments. You're awesome, Rick. Rick is funny. 7:30 a.m. left coast fan here. Oh, yeah. I am not sure we have iguanas here. I'm sure that there's somebody who has an iguana in a neighborhood nearby. Jahil says, all good over here. Don't know how to make pants, Dustin. Don't make me call the cops for sewing harassment. Oh, yeah. Are you interested in making bags for people? If you're wanting to make a little extra cash, make bags. People here maybe buy them from you because everyone needs bags, whether you're going to Costco or Aldi. I've got a bunch of like the plastic bags, but like the paper ones sometimes you got to get from Aldi. You put anything in it, you lift it up and it just breaks. Oh, Jahil, did you see? Let me show you this. So Cindy's husband, Brian, made these. These are coasters. They're on slate. So they're on a slate board. So and look at how cool that is. Cindy's Brian made it. So the guinea pig made this. And then Andy and Susan bought them for us and gave them to me as a gift. It was super duper sweet. I got all emotional and stuff because that's my MO. Super cool. I love them so much. My eye is itchy now. All right, let's see. The coaster is super awesome, isn't it, Sean? Sean, you need some coasters. You need a cutting board. Yeah, is the guinea pig awake? Tell Brian we love him. Brian is so talented. I love my cutting board. Oh, so cool. Super nice gifts that they gave you. I know. I love it. He is sitting right here next to me. Well, hi, Brian. I hope you're having a good day, my friend. I tried selling them, says Jahil, but they cost too much to make. So to sell them at a fair price to me, people would be like, hell no, that coaster is awesome, by the way. Right? Yeah, that's the thing is like the materials and the time and the labor. I mean, you have to like really kind of hone your craft a little bit. But I figured, I agree, Julie. Cindy and the guinea pig are talented. I want an apron like like the Dave cooking with Dave or whatever. I want an apron like he's got, but I want my logo on it. It's got to be low enough on my belly to where you can see it, but my beard's not in the way, and it needs to be black. I need a black apron like Dave has, and then it has my logo embroidered in it. That'd be super dope. I'm trying to get things set up to where I can do cooking videos and live stuff, but the way my kitchen's set up, it's just logistically a nightmare. Like even when I do cooking videos, I can get the cameras down over the stove, but I can't be in the shots. It's just difficult. And people were like, "How come you're not on camera tasting it?" And I'm like, "Oh, because then I got to move the cameras all over the place." It's just a pain. It's just a pain to try to do. It's like my kitchen's set up so bad. Like Chris is lucky; his is set up the way that it is. But even still, like the way his stove is, he still has to have that second burner or whatever on his island because, if I was to set up a kitchen for videos, I would have like the sink behind me, with like the pot filler, and then have like the island in front of me with the stove. And then you could like be, either set up in front of the stove or set up, you know what I mean? It would just be a much better way to set up. Sean, you're not wrong. I have this so much stuff I want. Like, I was lucky. Like one of the things that I wanted for Christmas this year was DaVinci Resolve Studio, and which is the paid version of the DaVinci Resolve software that I use to edit my videos. And it was $300. And I'd been wanting it for a while. And if you bought something like a peripheral from DaVinci, they're a company, they make keyboards for their editing keyboards and editing consoles and cameras and all. Like Blackmagic is the company. And they make these like 6 and 8K cameras and stuff. Obviously, not something that I would need. And those cameras are thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And they're like what professionals would make movies with and such to a degree, but not necessarily what I would need, but like maybe the keyboard or whatever, then you would get the free studio. But I got gifted the studio, saw like a studio code from a gentleman named Daniel Battelle. And Daniel is a person that teaches how to use the DaVinci software. So he had initially started working with a different company that I can't think of off the top of my head. And then they went from a one-time payment, like you'd pay one time and get infinite updates, to a subscription model on people even that had paid for that one-time thing. And he made a video about that and got pretty big on YouTube. And he had a pretty decent following anyway. But so he went into Resolve because Resolve, for most of what you would need, is a free service. No subscription, no nothing like that. Just a free editing software. And full functioning, really. I mean, and just very few like really kind of cool things that you pay for. But I mean, they can be very useful once you know what you're doing. And he started making these shorts. A lot of people don't like shorts, but he's making them compelling, and he's making them, DaVinci. It's a short series called DaVinci Resolve for Noobs. So people who don't know what they're doing, and it got the attention of Blackmagic and DaVinci, and they reached out to him, and then they basically are working with him now, and he's going to be like an ambassador, brand ambassador for them and all that stuff. And they sent him a whole bunch of that stuff, like keyboards and editing consoles, and each one of those things came with a code for studio, and he gifted me one of those. And so now I don't really need anything for Christmas. I mean, I joked on my Facebook that I'm a size 21 serving of pecan sticky bun, but I mean, I'm really blessed that I don't really need anything for Christmas. I mean, outside of like some camera gear and stuff that I would love to have, but that's outside of the realm of even what I can afford now. So like, nothing really need for Christmas. I'm all set, but it's just one of those things. There's always things on my list that I want, but let's see. Oh, I'm a little backed up now. Let's see. Cindy's earrings are fun. Yeah, Stacy, I like those. They don't fit me though. Let's see. Rick says I go shopping with my bucket. Of course you do. It's those are just Rickisms. I go to Aldi's with a bucket. Shauna says I'm going to start making my Christmas cards today. Niece and boyfriend set up all my stuff so I can reach with no bending, twisting, and not much carrying. Well, that's super sweet, and you're going to have a lot of fun. Gives you something to do. Let's see. I have made a lot. We'll send you pics on Messenger. I have not put them on Etsy yet. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing all that stuff. Always send me pictures. Let's see. A bucket works. That's awesome. Will keep you busy. Jeff Foltz. Let's see. A head above a head. Let's see. Even with a good kitchen and setup, Ash running the camera, it's still a huge pain to film. Oh, yeah. And I'm doing it all by myself with one camera, and I'm like, ugh. But yeah. Jennifer Lucas says you can film here. Check Messenger. Let me see. Are you getting hungry, Rick? Are you getting hungry? They don't look very appetizing, but iguanas are delicious. Well, at least that's what Rick says. I know I can film over there. I need to figure it out and see if it'll work for me, and I have to bring over everything and probably film a bunch of videos all at once and then just roll out and leave all the dishes. My brother is here. What's up, walrus face? I love you, meathead. I love you too. That's my brother, ladies and gentlemen. My brother Leaky. We're having family dinner again tonight. Are you coming over? And you just subscribed to Rick. All right. Let's see. Rick says, I need to make a logo for my for my shopping buckets. I might get some attention. Auntie, I have a YouTube video I made for a friend showing the bag so she could pick one. How do I show it to you? Send her a link. Here, hold on a second, Jaheel. I will do something real quick for you, Jaheel. Hold on. Give me just a second here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Now you can put links in the chat, Jaheel. So put a link for your video in the chat, Jaheel. All right. People laugh when they see me riding a bike with 2 buckets hanging off the back. You know what? Let them laugh. Let's see. Andy says, I agree, Chris. Filming a kitchen segment is a huge ordeal. None of mine have ever been published. They're awful quality. It takes a little while. Weirdly enough, some of my favorite videos when I filmed, I didn't even know what I was doing. So it all really comes down to editing, too. Learning how to edit is a huge thing as well. I follow you on Insta. You can post it there. I'll look. Let's see. Did you probably hear I fell 2 weeks ago, fractured my butt? Let's see. Chris, since we used 2 different editing software, that's probably why I could not download and add the clip you did for me. If he exported it in MP4, you should have been able to upload MP4 to your editing software and edit it still. MP4 is an MP4. It doesn't matter who edited it or what software it was. Let's see. That's the only thing I can figure anyway. But if he exported it as an MP4, you should have been able to edit it some. Let's see. Chris says, I understand mine were terrible at first. I posted anyway. Yeah, that's the thing, is make 100 crappy videos. Oh, there was something that I wanted to share. So there's something that I want to share with everybody, because a lot of people worry about YouTube, and there's just, I wanted to read this out loud. So Roberto Blake is a creator that I follow. And what he says is, let's see, can I bring this up here? Let me see. I'm not going to worry with it. I'll just read it out loud to you guys. So Roberto Blake talks about YouTube and being in the partner program. A lot of people talk about being in the partner program. That's where you get monetized. Being fully in the partner program means that for every 1,000 views your video, you get money. You get money for every view, but it's usually they look at per 1,000 views to get an idea of like a dollar amount. So a lot of videos per 1,000 views, it's $4, $4 to $9. Sometimes if you're in certain niches, it could be $15. Usually finance and financial education is a higher paying niche, weirdly enough. But so basically what Roberto says is YouTube partner program is something that only 3% of all YouTube creators are a part of. So of every YouTube channel that is out there on YouTube, only 3% are in the partner program. I don't know of any career or degree field with an over 95% failure rate. But I look at it like this. In our niche, in our community, I'm in the partner program. Chris is in the partner program. Cindy's like this close to being in the partner program. It is, without a shadow of a doubt, possible to be in the partner program if you put in the work. You have to put in the work. I've got over 1,000 videos on my, 1,000 videos, 700 videos on my channel right now. Let me see. Does it tell me? I have 705 videos on my channel. Now, some of those are private. They're, videos that I have produced of the girl doing different things, and I send them to family. It's a way to, the way to showcase her to family members without having to send, poor quality, cell phone video or whatever. But it's just one of those things, right? Cindy, I wouldn't think that would matter since I exported to a normal video file format. So it wasn't in a DaVinci Resolve file format anymore. Very strange, though. Yeah. So if it should have been an MP4 file, let's see. Your very first videos were not awful. I was there to see them all. You're just professional now, Chris Cook in Nashville. Auntie said, I sent you a friend request and I didn't hear the full details. Yikes, that sounds terrible. You better be behaving yourself and not doing any stunt work. Yeah, no more stunt work. Let's see. I was perfecting my jump and roll down the stairs. Please put your comments, your channels. Let's see. Thank you, Dustin, but I'm going to send Auntie the link on Insta. This is your channel and you are the star. Shut up. YouTube is a hobby. There is no money from it. There definitely can be money from YouTube. I mean, I make hundreds of dollars a year from YouTube, okay? I'm rolling in the dough. My brother says, I doubt I'll make it tonight. I'm already hurting and the day has just begun. Today is normally the day I get to hang out with the audio team, but I don't know due to weather. Have fun with all the chaos. Yeah, it just gets crazy here, and we're having some people visiting. We've got some bonus kids coming to visit today. It's going to be a lot of fun too. It's going to be loud, and I'll be glad when they leave. More money to be made in scrap metal than YouTube. Yeah, I mean, depending. Some people make millions of dollars off of YouTube. Some people make millions of dollars off of scrap metal. Just depends on what you're looking to do. Cindy says, I am in the partner program since 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours. Almost monetized for the next level. That's right. Chris says, I'm just about to 400 videos. So crazy how quickly they add up too. And Chris says, I'm blessed to make my full-time living doing this. 100%. It was an MOV file. You can always redo it. You can always throw that into a there's a website called if you get onto a computer, you got to get on a computer, and there is a website. Let me go and pull it. It's called Cloud Convert, and you just select a file, select an MOV, and have it, and you can convert that to MP4. It might take a while to convert a whole video, but you can do it. Gas money. Yeah. I mean, YouTube is a lot of work. I come on here on a Sunday morning and talk with you guys. It may not seem like work, but that's 3 hours That's like almost half a day's work talking with all of you people. So I mean, there's planning involved. I got to make the thumbnails, and it's obviously very enjoyable. It's not the worst job in the world, but it's a very underappreciated job. Now, not to say that you guys don't appreciate us as creators, but on the whole, like as much work as we put in, we're not getting that monetization back out necessarily. Like we're working for like pennies on the hour versus, if you were to get a regular job, 20, 30, $40 an hour, depending on what line of work you're in. But that's not necessarily why we do it. We do this because we want to support the community. We want to share our experiences, our lives, our successes, our failures. We want to share all of that. And going live and making videos and showing people how to cook and doing all these wonderful things is a way to do that. And I just always want to showcase too, because there's so many people who want to try YouTube and it seems insurmountable. Even the fact that only 3% of people that are on YouTube are in the partner program doesn't mean it's impossible. Because I sit here and look at you right here. If me right here, have been able to make it into the YouTube partner program, anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. If I can achieve it, so can you. And trust me, I'm being 100% honest from the bottom of my heart. If I've been able to achieve the YouTube partner program here on YouTube, it's literally possible for everyone. 100%. Let's see. Well, I don't know. I mean, MP4 is how I export mine, and that's what YouTube prefers. But I mean, it works with MOV as well. I mean, I don't really know. I don't know what it may be too big for your software. Like if you're doing it on your phone, it might be too big. Might be too big of a file for your phone. Honestly, don't know. Chris says, I spend 60 to 80 hours a week doing this, but it's more than replace my day job income, and I can now tour. It will pay you if you do the work to earn it, but it's hard work. It's long hours. Sonny says, I'm over halfway to 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours. It's amazing. It's some of the best, some of the hardest, but most rewarding work because you get a chance to connect with people. I get a chance to get my thoughts out. I get a chance to, it's kind of like leaving a legacy in a way. It's a weird way to look at it maybe, but the content that I put up is up there for all to see until YouTube becomes not a thing anymore. But the internet doesn't really go away. So I'm able to put this out there and it's up there and people can watch it for all time. And maybe what I'm saying now may not be relevant in 10 years, 50 years, 100 years. And maybe people won't see my stuff. They'll be like, oh, that's an old-timey guy. That guy's been, that guy's a million years old now or whatever. But it's a way to connect with people. Cindy, I film on my phone and I convert them to MP4 before using them in Adobe. Different format screws the rest of it up. Converting the same format is my biggest hassle making one. Yeah. Jahil says, no, Dustin, you're special. Only special people get to the program. Not true. Brenda Foley, oh my goodness, $20 super chat. I cannot believe you. Thank you so much. She says, appreciate you. Well, I appreciate you so very much. Oh my goodness gracious. That's too generous. Thank you so much. YouTube is what you put into is my, yeah. I mean, you're going to get out. I mean, some people do kind of hit that niche and they kind of hit a stride and they can put out and get millions of views doing what they do. But I kind of feel like for us and what we do, we're trying, it's a little more difficult because we're not sensationalizing things. We're not clickbaiting things, at least trying not to anyway, right? It happens. Cindy says, I don't use Adobe, only my phone with iMovie. And it may be how big the file is. I don't know, honestly. Yeah, I'd have to look at it. Julian the Pine says, I'm so thankful for all the YouTube creators, your recipes, Dustin and Chris Cook in Nashville and Cindy, Shelly and Heath. Yeah, it's so amazing. We've got a wonderful community and we're all here doing amazing things and we're all a little different. Um, if you would have told me like a year and a half ago that my Sunday lives were going to be one of the most important things that I was doing, it was kind of a whim. It was kind of just an idea. It was like sitting here thinking, I get up on a Sunday morning, I make my coffee, I sit and I watch YouTube and drink coffee for a couple hours. And then I just kind of go and do other stuff. And I was like, well, let me go live at 7:30. And and I was kind of nobody will show up. No, don't be here. No one's coming to watch this. And then it becomes like one of the most anticipated things that I have during the week outside of, hanging out with the granddaughter and stuff. But, like this is truly legitimately one of the best parts of my week. And again, thank you so much, Brenda. I truly appreciate that. And I mean, it truly is impactful. It's legitimately a huge part of my life. It's been crazy over a year and a half or so. I can't remember the first one of these I did. I'd have to look and see. Let me see if it'll tell me. Let's see. My first Sunday morning coffee was September 3rd, 2023. So I've been doing it about a year. So a little like a year and a month. And the crazy thing is that Sunday morning coffee, that one got 130 views. Wow. So crazy to think that it's been that long. Sunday morning coffee. Episode 1, September 3rd, 2023. Then September 10th, September 17th. So it's been very, very consistent. So consistency is huge. And I'm truly, truly appreciative to each and every one of you, legitimately. So I know that converting the formats, his was MP4 and iMovie. Durant recognizes that format. Thank you, Steph, for being here, dear. It was good to see you yesterday. Have a great rest of your day, Steph. Let's see. Cindy says she subbed. Did you put hers in there? Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to click on this link in here real quick. I'm going to see if I'm subscribed. I don't know if I am yet. All right. Now you got 303 subscribers, Sonny. I'm subscribed to you now. All right. All right. I am subscribed. All right. So Sonny says, I'm not the keto niche. I'm a delivery driver and vlogger. Still interesting stuff. Still support people in the community, regardless if you're making that kind of content or not, right? Let's see. A friend is a friend, 100%. Can someone put Jahil's channel up? Jahil could put Jahil's channel up. I don't even know if I can find Jahil's channel. Let me see. I have a live stream from a thing from 3 years ago that I have them on. Let me go ahead and bring them up. I'm going to put that in the chat. This is how I met them from his channel back in Making Caca back in the day. Mm. Sorry, people. There we go. There we go. There's that. There's a video right there you can watch later that I for the first time I really got a chance to talk to Jaheel. Sonny says, "You guys, I'm blushing. Thank you. That wasn't my intent when I said that. Well, that's what we're here for." Let's see. Brandon says, "Let's get the day going. Just opened the doors 5 minutes ago. Also, our hunting assistant manager quit yesterday. Do you think I could get? Do you think they'd hire me for that job, assistant manager?" I don't know a whole lot about hunting, but Jaheel, where are you? Let's see. That's not even a channel. It's just where I post stuff. I'm working on things. I'm selling on Craigslist. I don't even have a channel right now, but maybe someday. Because Jaheel had a channel when I first met him. That's how I met him. He and his friend had a channel. They were testing keto products, and they were hilarious. Oh my goodness! I would just watch it. It was just like some of the most like hilarious, deadpan, like crazy stuff. Oh my goodness! I loved it so much. Shannon and I would watch every episode and we would just die laughing. It was amazing. It was kind of an inspiration for us to kind of be how we were. It kind of allowed us, it gave us permission to go on and just say and be goofy on our videos, you know? Well, Lisa, I hope you feel better. I hope you have a great rest of your day, dear. Feel better, please. And give James our love, okay? Gio says, I love my channel. It's sad it didn't work out. I miss that channel. It was so much fun. And how is Noir anyway? I haven't heard you talk about her in a while, and I haven't asked about her. How's she doing? And if you talk to her, tell her I said hi. I don't even know if you guys are friends and not friends and friends and not friends, and I don't know. I can't keep up. You said you can try. I feel store manager is biased and only hires his friends. Should be the best person that knows the job, not a buddy that doesn't know anything. I mean, I don't know anything. I mean, I know pieces of hunting, but nothing. Not I couldn't really help. Whatever. Your new chair has a slippery seat. Can you get a butt pad for it? I have a butt pad that I used to keep in the chair, but like the butt pad wasn't very comfortable, weirdly enough. And be careful, you don't want to fall out of your chair with your butt pad. I wanted to talk about this too. The fall flavors are back in stock: pecan sticky bun, maple waffle, eggnog, and gingerbread. Get them while supplies last, because once they're gone, they won't be back until next season, till next fall. So if you like those flavors, and I love pecan sticky bun, I do like making chaffles out of it. It's probably the best chaffle flavor that you can make, in my opinion, objectively the best. So if you are interested, pecan sticky bun, maple waffle, eggnog, gingerbread, keto chow, head over to KetoSimple.shop and take a look at that. I have multiple links there, not just Keto Chow, but that kind of stuff. Get them while they last, because I don't think they'll be around all that long. They probably didn't get enough to keep supplies in stock, and I think their website does show supply lines or whatever. So keep a look at that. Again, I am a size 21 serving bag of pecan sticky bun. If you are so inclined to find something that would suit me for the holiday season. Anyway, I also want to say thank you to all the members. I'm gonna get that up there because you guys are what really keep me coming back. You guys keep me here. You guys are the best. Especially all those who do super chats and are members and all of that. I truly love each and every one of you. And let's see what's going on with the comments. Let's see. Jaheel says that's why it didn't work out. We're not friends. Period. Oh, that sucks because I thought she's so fun. And I know you guys have your ins and your outs, and I'm just an outside person, but She was always, the time that I got a chance to talk to her, just the one time, she was sweet, and we had a good time, and it was a great, fascinating conversation that we had because Noir, the person who does who did the channel with, is a type 1 diabetic, and she kept her A1C at 4.7. And I think that's fascinating because most of the time people with type 1 diabetes, they're at 7, 8, 9 A1C. So definitely something to check out. It was a long time ago. You can kind of see how far I've come on 3 years, but you see. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to. I went to slide up, probably not supposed to. How I did, but putting my feet up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Noir, they were a good combo, but they're just, how you have those friendships, and no matter how good the friendship is, it's just hard to maintain, you know? Let's see, that's like Paul Maddow with being type 1. Brian maintains his at 6.4. That's still not bad. I mean, considering that I think most doctors try to maintain a 7 or an 8. So 6.4 is still on the right side. You know. Why is coffee so good? It's delicious. Mm. Well, I think when it comes to type 1 diabetics, they're worried more about the low end of things and going too low and going into like, you know, low blood sugar issues. They're terrified of low blood sugars. I understand, Cindy. I know that 6.4 isn't good, but 6.4 is better than 7 or 8 or 9. I mean, I lost a friend this year who was type 1 diabetic, and her A1C was always ridiculously high. She was always in the hospital with DKA or in DKA. She would have, sugars in the 900s, and ketones 13, 14, 15. Just a lot of issues, and like, yeah. Yeah, they are crazy. And yeah, no, it's the coffee that's not good. Oh, coffee's delicious, Cindy. Cindy, coffee's delicious. Anyway, 6.4 is okay. Yeah. Jahil says she's a great person. We never end our friendship because of horrible things. It's either she vanishes or she stresses me out. Yeah, we'll be friends again at some point. Well, I hope you and I are always friends, Jahil. I hope that you and I maintain our friendship for always and forever. Even if we never meet, you're still a person that, you know, puts up with New Jersey, and I don't understand why. But yeah, you know, I love having people that I know across the country. Knowing that maybe if I travel somewhere, then I'm going to know somebody. Having somebody somewhere is always like it's the best feeling. Like it's that time you're like, I'm going to be going to somewhere. Like I'm gonna reach out to so and so. Like if I'm ever in Vegas, I'll have to reach out to Maritza. If I'm going to be in, in California, to reach out to, depending on where in California I am, I'll reach out to friends. Or if I'm in New Jersey, I know to reach out to the Sopranos, and then whatever. Um, you know, it's great having people around the world. It's great. There's people in California, people in Florida. I mean, think of all the people that are in here today. Ohio, Kentucky, Northern Indiana, Michigan, New York, New Jersey. So many awesome places in here today. Canada. Sometimes we get people from Australia. A couple different Canadians come in. Sometimes Jason's here. Sometimes Christian Delorme is here. I know we got people who watch who may not be who may not ever chat. Like Robin. Robin may be listening, but she's not chatting. Um, a lot of people say, I watch, but I don't always say something. Well, that's fine. You know, we can visit Julie in the Pines in Prescott, Arizona. Where is Prescott? How is that in relation to um like Phoenix? I've been to Phoenix, Sedona, Jerome, and then I've been to the Arizona side of like the Arizona parking side of the Hoover Dam. Yeah, Florida. We got United Carnivore in Florida. Jahil says, we're going to be friends forever, Dustin. You're going to give me some of that beard so I can make a wig for myself. Also, how dare you? New Jersey is the Garden State. Have some respect for my bushes. I love your bush, Jahil. Also, did you know that New Jersey per capita has the most bears than any other state in the United States? There's a lot of bears in New Jersey because like people think of like Trenton, New Jersey, and they think of like Newark and Trenton, but there's a lot of like rural New Jersey out there. It's about 40 minutes from Jerome. I need to visit Jerome again because when I was in Jerome, I didn't realize that Caduceus wine was out there. And there's a winery there that's owned by Maynard James Keenan. He's the vocalist for Tool, Perfect Circle, Pussifer, and he's also got a restaurant there and all that stuff. And I've always wanted a bottle of Caduceus wine. I don't even drink wine, but I just want the bottle. And yeah. And I was there in like 2004. And I don't know if his winery was open or if like the shop that sells his wine was open at the time or not. But that'd have been weird because I just had no idea. I mean, he's got like a documentary talking about his winery and stuff there. And I imagine if you're in the area and you know about Jerome, then you're probably familiar with Maynard. But if you're into rock music and you're a fan of rock music from the '90s, you know who Tool is. So, some of the biggest songs on the radio in the '90s were by Tool. So, you know what? I need you to hush there, Cindy. That's why I don't go hiking. Yogi the bear is not gonna maul me. Hey, boo boo! I gotta go pick a nickel basket. Yeah, I don't like hiking because it's hiking. I mean, I did go hiking in Colorado. That's pretty, Yeah, but I guess, but the most dangerous thing in Colorado is the altitude. Trying to breathe. Yeah, but I got a chance to go to Jerome, and then like we went to Sedona, and man, I want to go back to Sedona. Sedona was so beautiful, just the red rocks and just beautiful. So many places that are beautiful that I just want to go. We love you too, Julie. We'll have fun getting ready for work. Boo on having to work on a Sunday, but enjoy your day. Have a great day. Thank you for being here. And we truly appreciate you. Be safe. Yeah, just yeah. Coffee number 2 is giving me life. Almost ready to be a human today. Yeah, I got to be a human today. I got to put on clothes again, and I'm going out to see Evelyn and Andy and them again. I think we might be going to the Costco, so I might have to load up number 2 coffee and go. I don't know what time we're going or whatever, but yeah. Get to see them again. It's gonna be fun. Amateur coffee number 2. Usually it's coffee then number 2. Pants are for losers. I agree, but the police don't. And if I'm leaving the house, I should probably put some on. And it's cold here today, Chris. It's cold. It is, what is it today? It's 60 degrees out right now. So it's not like ridiculously cold, but it's definitely pants weather. I mean, I'm wearing pajama pants right now, All right. So I'm going to be leaving this chat here in 10 minutes. So I'm going to close this out at 3 hours. That gives me a chance to throw some clothes on and head towards a direction to meet these fine people. I don't know. I don't know if I'll put I might put on real pants. We'll see. I'm wearing my my emotional support hoodie right now. You know, as soon as possible. Yeah. Um, whoop whoop, or a juggalo. Whoop whoop. Anyway, I am wearing pajama pants. I don't like to get my leg up high enough for you to see. That's fine, but I am wearing pajama pants. But you never know. You never know. I mean, what do you know? 51 degrees in Topeka, Kansas. Just a good Topeka people hanging out in chilly Topeka. Woo. You guys are wearing pajama pants? Dustin, no, not again. Don't do this to us. You know, it's better to lock myself in the bedroom where there's a bathroom. So, I mean, you know, the only downside is I couldn't get to my office and I didn't have coffee. And I had to figure out a way to wake a kid up who doesn't get up till noon or later. So, you know, I was doing the thing. I still don't have a toolbox in my bedroom, but you know what? What are you going to do? And what am I doing to you, Jaheel? I've been on here for 3 hours. 3 hours. 3-hour tour. I'm probably going to, I mean, maybe I'll add another live someday. Maybe I'll do a, add another live. It's just trying to find a spot to put it in. I know I'll be live again this month with Chris and Victor. We've got some cool stuff coming up. I still have to get a photo taken of myself for Chris. I got to wait for Shannon to get home tonight to take the picture of me. We've been talking about it, but we just forget. So, yeah, that's coming to you. I promise. So to be on the lookout for that. I know that Adrian's got a video of me coming out sometime in the future. I just don't know when, maybe in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be hanging out today with Andy, Susan, Carl, and what's the other lady's name? What's the other lady's name? Oh yeah, Evelyn. Those people. I'll text you later and aggressively guilt you into doing it. I'm just got to get in the front of the one space in the wall where I can be like, you know, with my arms crossed, looking cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to look like a goofus on the. Don't be a goofus. Don't be a goofus. You know. Well, you're leaving us like my imaginary friend did when I was 5, which was making up for dramatic effect. I had an imaginary friend when I was a kid. You know, it's pretty interesting. Let's see. Cindy says Adrian is going to be live with me on the 22nd. Then Andy and Susan on the 29th. This Friday, hopefully, all is well with Kim Halper. You got it all lined up. We'll all look like goofs, 3 dudes, no other option. I mean, you know, we could look like a gang or a punk rock band or something cool, you know. Like I was listening to a little bit of Rogan the other day, and he had just talking about the comedy club that he bought in Austin, and the club used to be called like the Ritz Theater or something like that down there, and or whatever it was called. And there was a picture of Henry Rollins in 1982 with Black Flag, and I'm like, man, that's some cool stuff. Yeah, that's what you have to do, Chris. Guilt him. Oh, goodness gracious, Cindy. Guilt me. With that, I think I will start my goodbye. Because you know how we're so long-winded. And Cindy says, Evelyn, please send me the people's names you were telling me about. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I think I found the new bruise. Oh, my goodness. We could be Shrink 182. Oh, my goodness gracious. You guys are too much. Well, with that, I love each and every one of you. Thank you all for spending the last 3 hours with me. Thank you so much to our new member, Chris. Thank you so much for being a new member. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you, Cindy, for the $5 super chat. Love you even though you're a brat. And Brenda Foley, thank you for $20. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you all so very much for being here with me. I truly appreciate each and every one of you from now to the end of my days. And I'm not wearing clothes. Not at all. I love you, Jaheel. I'll be back next week. Have a great day. I love your faces, and I'll see you all soon. Bye, everybody.